Yo. Yo, what is up, pups? How's everybody doing? It's been a second, hasn't it? All right. What's up, Ashmore? How you doing? What's up, Frank White? Holds well, Data Dev. Good to see you. Light Within 369. Welcome to the show. Smash it. I'm telling you, smash it on your way in. What's up, Van DeFi? Are we fucked? We're all in this together, Light Within. What's up, Music Addict? I am. I got sick twice in a row. It was weird. But no, I had to do some soul searching. It's been tough, man. It's been tough. Watched two of the biggest whales on Pulse Chain leave, right? We had Fire Whale, and then we had Rackham. I mean, not leave, technically. They just a complete debacle, you know. Regardless what the intent was, it was fucking intense, man. It's been a shit show. But honestly, so far, I'm proud of the work we've done into the new year. Everything that I talked about on the last few streams has come to pass. Everything is going very much as predicted, except us making the beeline to 130, which hasn't happened yet. Either way, we're going to talk about it. We're going to look at the charts. What's up, Music Addict? How you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see everybody. I found this video, and I want to hear some of it on Obscure Crypto Gems. So we're going to do it. Instead of the news, we're going to watch this because I need to hear it. And if you guys want, you guys can hang out. Otherwise, you can wait till this is done. It's like 30, 40 minutes long. I'm going to put it on like 1.25 or 1.5. So maybe it'll be, we'll see. We'll see how much we listen to. But you can come back. All right. We'll see you in a minute, guys.
Looking at this and we're like, what's the point? He's just washing the funds. So what he's basically done is the SAC funds went into Tornado Cash, and then he's taken out $300 and something million of those SAC funds and put it into Prove Sacrifice. So he's basically just giving it back to himself.
Yeah, but he's also in the middle of him giving it back to himself, because that money's going literally.
Yo, chat, how's sound? Before I hit play and find out like hours later that you guys had no sound. You guys, it sounds fine, right? And yeah, once again, if you guys want to bail and come back, that's fine. I understand. But I really want to listen to this, so I thought it'd be cool because it doesn't have a lot of views yet. So maybe there's something here. And also, there's it's an interesting panel. It's got like KR, Panos, Corey, Trade, and Famous. And I don't know who Grandmaster is. Do I know who Grandmaster is? Maybe. Yeah. Let me know how's the sound before I
straight back into his pocket.
Yeah.
Is it very loud? Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can fit. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Maybe like right there. Let me see what this button does.
He's also literally.
Okay, I have this one down usually a little bit. Sound is good. Okay, I'll hit it again. Give me another test on it.
Took a majority of the supply of ProveX.
Yeah, for sure.
And the more supply, the better. The more supply Richard has, the better.
Well, not. It doesn't.
That's good? Good? Okay, good. Stream element spot running. Why do you always have to tell me that? It's not very loud anymore? Good. What's up, everybody who just joined the stream? We're going to listen to this. Should be cool. If it's not good, then we'll kill it. But I want to hear what's going on over here. It's an interesting panel. Plus, Corey's been a lot of, he's been, everybody here's got an interesting take. So let's hear what they got to say. What's up, King J? Good to see you, man.
It doesn't really
actually matter at all, right? It's just like a vanity metric, kind of, to be honest.
Well, that's always been his thing, right? That's always been his thing, is to make sure he has majority of the supply of a token, right? Because then the token can only go down so much. Now, I think personally, I don't think Richard's that type of guy to just mint free supply out of thin air for himself, right? He's never done that, in my opinion, right? So here's the thing. He'd either let it run the way it runs and then starts buying up supplies of token launches. Guess what? The same Jeets that were in Pulse Chain are still in this token.
That's exactly
no difference.
Yes.
Well, bro, so if you never ever plan to sell ever, right,
that's the thing.
Then you don't need the coins ever. They might as well just not exist, right? So the chart doesn't behave any differently at all if you have all the coins.
But I'm curious to hear you guys.
It's like Firework with this. Actually, that's a bad example. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a very bad example. That dude sold his coins down.
No, but let me ask you guys this then. Like, you guys talk about adding to his supply, but wouldn't that technically add to the starting market cap? I mean, one of the major problems with Pulse Chain.
Well, so it doesn't really matter though, because you've got to look at it as in $16 million was raised, not 400. It says 400 million right now, right? But realistically, only around 16 million come from the community, right? All the rest, yes, the market cap is going to be higher, but it doesn't really make any difference because those coins are basically burnt, right? They're not going to be sold. So whether we raised 16 million or we raised 400 million with Richard Hart owning the rest of those supply, it doesn't really make a difference. It only makes a difference to the market cap, but that doesn't really matter when it's Richard that made that market cap bigger. It would have mattered. So here's the difference, right? If 400 million was raised from random people, yes, that would be a total different thing.
Okay.
But that 400 million minus the 16 million that was raised from the community was all from RH, and we know that those wallets aren't going to sell. So the market cap on launch is pretty, like, it doesn't really matter if that makes any sense. Like, it's not going to change anything.
Only that matters, that 16 million. The people that put in that 16 million, that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, you can consider that about 40 mil with after everyone's got their
multipliers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there's probably 40 mil of like real paper like value in there that people can play with.
When do you guys think this will launch? I mean, the sacrifice is over, is it not? I mean, it just ended yesterday, I think, right?
It could launch at any moment, right? I mean, it could literally launch at any moment.
He might literally launch it in a minute. He just asked what should we pay.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
So
have you read the question, guy? Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So Richard Hart asked. He said, "Geniuses, how much liquidity do you wish ProveX had at launch? Question mark. In what coins? Question mark. On what chain? Question mark.
On what chain is a crazy thing?"
Right. So I had a theory.
You did call it panel, so I got to give it to you. You did say that it's going to be on different chains, not just pool chain.
I honestly, I think, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. The most bullish thing for ProveX, in my opinion, I'm not talking about Pulse Chain, ProveX, is if he launched it just on Ethereum.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you, actually.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to just launch on Ethereum. But I have this feeling that he wants ETH liquidity pools. And that means on Pulse Chain as well. ETH on Pulse Chain and ETH on Ethereum. I think there might be pools on both chains. Maybe more chains. I don't know. But
Geniuses, what's your favorite ideas for making sure that ProveX launches at $0 and trades at $0 for at least a day?
Oh my god.
Interesting. That's a good way to rip everyone who sold the chain down.
Just have enable trading off. Right, so have a function in there that just so no one can trade it.
Yeah, keep a centralized.
You can add all the lick.
Yeah.
Oh, the snipers are going to be fucked.
Same thing with Pulse Chain. That Pulse Chain as well for a day. Wasn't it? He did the same thing with Pulse Chain.
No, I don't do that with Pulse Chain.
When it launched.
Well, yeah,
No,
it was
traded
live for a little while, but as soon as there was lick, I think it traded. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like mainnet was up. You know what I mean? Like people had coins.
So the only way you could keep it trading, not have any trading, is to not distribute the tokens. Right? You, as in Richard Hart, creates a liquidity pool, but then as soon as you create a liquidity pool, there can be trading because people can buy it. So like, I don't even understand that question. How can you keep it not trading for a dollar trading at zero for a day? I don't get it.
Oh yeah, you can't have the function that makes it not tradable because then you're cooked because then it's not decentralized at all. It's not private, is it? Is he gonna like renounce well, I guess you have to, right? Like renounce the contract.
Yeah, make everyone FOMO and then Rex them. Jeez.
Yeah, but Richard will never want to wreck anyone. See, the thing is,
he don't care about you, bro. He don't give a crap about you.
Nah, he does.
Wait, genuinely, how are you supposed to make it trade at zero for a day? That's insane. Wait, why though? Because most people got away with it. Didn't have to be traded at zero.
I think he's doing it to troll us because it's like in order to do it the way he's saying it, he's not supposed to do anything. So it's like enjoy making liquidity for yourself.
He's doing it for taxes, right? So you want to be able to prove that you got that coin at zero, and he would like it if they say candle there at zero.
Yeah, but like you said, if he's not selling,
if you received it with no LP, it's at $0.
Yeah, so that's what he did for Pulse Chain, right? I believe that.
No, Pulse Chain was way different. So Pulse Chain was zero value for like 3 days because there was no bridge. So like you received. So what he did at the beginning of Pulse Chain is he made his own. So the AMM paired its own self. So he put a shitload of Pulse and a load of Pulse X 1-to-1 almost. It was just like it was a slip of different. And then he did a trade, and then he removed everything.
ProveX blockchain.
Imagine.
Oh my god, bro!
You need the first pair in a place where no one can get to.
Oh man.
So
well, here's the thing, right? I do think he's going to shit on Pulse Chain because if he does it on ETH, I mean, he could make a pair on ETH and he could pair it to ETH on his own blockchain. He doesn't need to necessarily launch it on ETH to pair it to ETH. He could do it on ETH and pair it to ETH.
Yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing, right? You got to remember, his main thing was how does this thing, it's going to help. Like people were whining and crying, and his point was this new thing is meant to help the old things. If it's just basically on ETH, it's not going to help the old things.
Oh, I got it.
Exactly.
But the first
why
time
not?
you launch
Why wouldn't it help? But like I don't know if he would do that, but it's just to me like
It'd be stupid.
why not? You're taking fresh capital and you're injecting it as a buy.
The whole point was to put eyes on Pulse Chain. Everything building is for Pulse Chain and Hex.
Genuinely, I've got it figured out. You let the first week where the dust settles, have it just paired to ETH, the pool on ETH. So you because you know how he's scared. Like he literally made a tweet, right? I think it was around Christmas. He was saying how like, it sucks when you pair something to new stuff. Does it go up or does it get dumped and get wrecked? And then that means the old stuff gets wrecked. So he literally, I remember this tweet, right? It was quite a long tweet, or it was in his video. No, it was in his video. That was it. You would have to isolate it, right? So you'd have to isolate it on you could have pairs with just ETH on ETH, and then wherever else you want to put it. You could let the dust settle, see how the chart sort of responds and reacts, and then you can start adding in your black hole ability. You can then add your Pulse Chain assets, and then the whole point of it is that as ProveX goes up and starts to black hole fees, it doesn't matter where the coin is performing, as long as there's a big pair on this side, the arbs will just do their job and bring value to the chain. because it will just arb across.
Yeah, but here's the
value
thing,
has to stay
right?
the same.
That does make sense, but you also got right. So one thing we need to understand is there's going to be obviously not yet. I'm talking long-term vision right now. There's going to be a buy and burn on the protocol, right? And from my understanding, the protocol is not just going to be for pull chain use. It's going to be multi-chain. It's going to be like ZK. I don't think it's going to be just. It's going to be everywhere, right? And if he does do it correctly, and that buy and burn does kick in, and let's just say it's not as busy as whatever, but money's coming in. That money technically, if the token is on pull chain directly, then that money technically, and it's paired to PLS. Let's just say at first, I don't think you should make a core coin tickers pairs, but once the sellers or the sacrificers have done selling and the coin's down, it's bottomed out, then I think it's a very smart thing to pair it to his core coins. And the reason why I say this because the buy and burn wouldn't just I'm not saying the buy and burn this is if it's successful, guys, right? If it is successful and the buy and burn is kicking in, technically speaking, the buy and burn would be buying up PLS first before it buys Proof X if it's paired to PLS on Pulse Chain and if it's doing its job, right? So technically speaking, that's new capital coming onto the chain from outside the chain if it becomes a successful project in the future. So it's essentially whether he does the first pair on ETH or thingy, I'm saying long-term vision, the main pair should be on Pulse Chain, right? And that if the main pair's on Pulse Chain, then I think the buy and burn would be helping. Essentially, I think the only pair should be on Pulse Chain, long-term, because then the buy and burn will be lifting everything up, not just Proof X.
Yeah, true. You can't.
You just can't. So I don't get why he just doesn't give it to us.
So here's the thing. When he said this is not for you, talking about the Pulse Chain community, if this truly isn't for the Pulse Chain community, you would launch it on Ethereum, because if you're trying to get people in from outside of Pulse Chain, why would you put another roadblock in front of them to bridge into Pulse Chain to buy this coin?
But how would they bridge in? So what would incentivize them? Okay, let's just say it is on ETH and only on ETH. What's the incentivization for them to come to Pulse Chain?
Because he doesn't want them to come to Pulse Chain. He wants them
I'll
to
tell
trade.
you what, bro.
He wants them to trade on Proof
If
X.
it is launched on ETH, I'm swapping all my PHEX for EHEX.
I wonder if he's listening. Make a coin. Make a coin in the middle.
No,
right? So make a Fugazi coin that there's only one of.
To do what though?
I'm thinking of a method for this question, dude. You make a Fugazi coin there's only one of. You give it a value. Richard buys it and pairs it to Proof X, so it's at 0. But there are no coins to get. There are no Fugazi coins to buy. So you can't access. You can't get it. You can't buy it. So it's at 0, just sitting there.
Could have just had an airdrop and then a thawing period for the tokens themselves, so that people could have the tokens airdrop to them, but they have a thawing period for when they could actually release it. That's what Midnight did, and I think did it quite well. But
I think he's gonna do
Oh
it.
yeah.
He's gonna probably use
You have to just code that in.
Well, no, not code that in. He could use a program like Sablier and just have it and everyone paid in.
But as soon as we get it dropped in our wallet,
it doesn't matter.
It's go and make a massive pair.
No, it's locked.
it would
No,
be
it's locked.
locked.
It would be locked. Like Sablier has that on Ethereum that they do that. Like they pay employees, etc., etc. So maybe there's going to be a
Saddler fork.
Wow, maybe what he's doing, right? He's trying to make us think about this, but in reality, he already knows the answer. So inside Proof X is going to be probably its own Sablier protocol.
I think you'd be very surprised, bro.
I don't think I would be. But
I think you asked a lot more serious questions than you realized.
No, because he's been always infatuated about getting people paid,
in his video. In his video.
Yeah, but he's always talked about
there
this.
is a segment where he thinks out loud for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and then he talks about all kinds of bullshit. Yeah, I know. But
he's thinking out loud. He's like brainstorming. He's like throwing ideas around to himself.
I always care about what Richard has said, because what he has said is usually what it's going to be. So what he has said a lot is companies need to pay their employees, but we don't. You can't do that because everyone sees it.
You're on here and he might not be listening to you, so you should just go comment the satellite.
I can't. He blocked me.
I think about Midnight because
he might not know what that is. Okay, so he might look into it and you've just solved it for him.
But I think he already knows the answer. Like,
no, but you're tripping, bro. You're tripping. He asks serious shit. He doesn't want to waste.
He's always asking, bro. He asks us questions that he already has the answer to.
Why? Like, no,
because that's genius. It's genius. But he's always done
that. All right, guys, listen. He just literally tweeted again. He said under that genius $0. It's sad that I have to explain everything with such detail that even a complete idiot has a chance at understanding it. So here I am explaining again what I've already explained before. It's great to receive things that have $0 value because there may be a tax incentives. Pulse Chain launched and traded at 0 for a while. So did Pulse X, so did Bitcoin. Maybe there's someone new here that didn't already hear me explain this for both Pulse Chain and Pulse X before.
Yes,
so my typing ain't for naught.
Someone commented, nobody makes profit off your coins, bro, so they don't care about tax.
I just want to ask us a question. Who still thinks he's going to use the SAC funds to pump the chain?
Not me.
Well, here's another interesting thing, right? Because the SAC funds were all tornado cashed and disappeared. They're sat in tornado cash now. So we know that at least 350 million has sat in tornado cash this whole time. Because those transactions were coming out of tornado cash.
Yeah, but then yesterday we checked this because I said the same thing with HB. And HB was like, yo, go check it. It lost 100K. And I was like, what? And then we went to go check, and every single address that was withdrawing internally on the 100 ETH tornado cash was sending it to the 1022. So yeah, 100K was Richard. And it's funny, man. It's funny because I actually think Richard every second spammed 4 transactions. Like Richard is so intelligent that he manually spammed.
He was manually doing it. He was manually. Do you know how I know?
No, he wasn't.
No, he was. I'll tell you how I know. One of the transactions, out of all those transactions, was 200 ETH.
Yeah,
he did a couple.
Was there a couple? Sorry, I only saw one.
No. It wasn't like 50. It was like
he did 1,000 at 100.
Dude, I cannot find this comment. Trade
There
drop.
there were definitely 200 ETH transactions.
Yeah,
I'm not-
Yes, yeah,
That
but
was 200
before,
transactions.
that was before he did the one pull from 2 hours, and he just
There
spammed
was like
all
3,
hundreds.
4, 5 times that he done 200, and it'll be like 100
Yeah.
that spam, and then it'll be 200. Then
Yeah.
100 that
Yo,
spam,
trade, bro.
200.
Yeah, but bro, it had to be
Yo,
fixed.
Trade, bro,
There was
where's that
4 of them in
comment?
the same block. How do you
I'll
click
send you.
manually? Bro, how do you click manually 4 transactions in the same block? Can you do that?
You can do batch
Batch
transactions.
transaction. He's
Yeah.
doing batches.
Oh, back transactions is a point as well, to be
So
fair.
you think Richard would trust a batch trans? Like, or who
Well, do you think Richard would? Do you think Richard would trust a bot to sit there doing all this?
Yeah, his own. Yeah, of course. Yes, he does. He just built pulse chain. Why would you
Okay.
make a batch bot?
So here's another question, right? The SAC funds went into Tornado Cash. Now they've come back out and they're sitting in the ProveX wallet. So now the ProveX wallet is one of the largest Ethereum holders in the world.
Yeah.
Will that remain as a marketing tool, or will all that ETH go back through Tornado Cash again?
No, it will be used for whatever it needs to do because it's a big boy status. Big boy statuses don't move. Pulse chain, the Polkadot dev shit doesn't move. Funds don't move. The big boy status doesn't move. None of them move. Like it doesn't. Just show me which one moves. They don't.
So the ProveX.com wallet, official wallet, is going to remain as like the 5th or 6th largest Ethereum holder in the world.
Nah, he's going to tornado.
Fifth or sixth. It's like in the top 50, but
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right.
I think he tornadoes it again. That's just me though.
well, if he wants to do stuff with it like another sacrifice, yeah. But I can
He can put
guarantee
a chunk of
it's
it on the
it's not going to pumper bags.
Okay, how much of the funds that went into Tornado have come back out and gone into ProveX?
See you later, Corey.
Peace.
See that, Corey? So out of the 161,000 Ethereum that went into Tornado Cash, I think that's the number that went in. How much of that has come out into ProveX?
About 100,000.
Like
Okay.
almost half.
Because
So-
we're at 16 and there's
Just under
316.
Okay, so there's like 50,000 ETH that he could have just
So it
taken
was
to the.
290. There was 290, and then
I
there
think
was
it's
190, and then there was 190. So 100K left.
Are you sure it was 190? I thought it was 160 something.
Yeah, it was what, like-
No. In the 100 ETH Tornado Cash address, it was the one from one day to the next. It was 290,
Yeah.
and then it dropped to 190.
Yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is, how much of the SAC funds, the ETH that the SAC was sacrificed in that wallet, in all those wallets, sorry, went into Tornado Cash?
Oh, you could check all the addresses. You could check the addresses because the addresses withdrew. So he withdrew whatever he put in every time with every address. Bro, it's crazy. Bro.
Are you asking how much is in the?
It would be
in the
also
ProveX
very
stack?
hard to go trust.
Give me a sec, bro. What are you saying, Panos? How much is in the ProveX stack?
Not yet. So how much went into Tornado Cash from the Pulse Chain SAC, and then how much of that went into the ProveX SAC?
So 169,000 roughly, like you said. All of it went in, right?
Yep.
And then just under 119,700 is what
Okay.
sold. Sorry, crypto sold. So it's 120,000 ETH, right?
Cool.
There's a lingering, 50,000 somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the most recent solve tweet.
Actually, he left a bit. Remember, he left a little bit somewhere, like pocket change, like $3 million or something like that worth of ETH. Someone said he forgot it in one of his. He left it there or something. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, fair.
Or he's probably gonna keep some for the Pulse X. He's probably gonna keep some for the ProveX. For me, it makes total sense. Like,
That's
well,
what
I
makes
wouldn't.
if it's multi-chain and you have all these LPs that are back to Pulsec, the burn could be pretty massive.
Well, if Pulse X wants to be its own entity, right? Like that, it moves by itself. It should have its own reserve to be able to back its own liquidity.
Was that Justin? My screen is bugged. Like
Yeah,
it says everyone's a listener.
Yeah, it is Justin.
Right.
I just don't think that it's important for us to give a shit.
Well, Famous, give your take then on what should he pair it with and where. Still a good question.
What should he
answer.
pair it with? Well, the goal is, what's the goal of the token? Well, the token is to burn itself, right?
And where it only burns itself. It's not a tax like PTGC. Like don't matter. Once the product is out,
but you have to also understand that he knows that his product at its full peak performance should not have mostly Pulse chain OTCs. It should grasp all the money. It should be able to allow anyone to use it for any purpose, right? So what's
Exactly.
what's the cut that he's going to get? So you have a potential fiat, you have potential.
it's literally
crypto.
it's a marketing token.
Well, no,
It's a
you're
strap.
making a cut. You're making a cut, right? So it would be kind of useless to take the cut of the chain and then to buy it back on the chain because it's like, what are you doing? You're just burning a token, which is useless. So what he would want, in my opinion, business-wise, right, is the smarter move is to take fresh money every time and take it and buy the new coin. Because if you buy the new coin, which is going to be paired to 100% to his coins, because I don't think he'll not pair it to his coins. It would be so stupid. But I think what he's going to do is that the goal is to get money from the outside and have it just buy at the inside because nothing else is doing it. So
Which
it
is the
doesn't really
bank
matter.
one, correct?
That's the protocol. So when people use the protocol, there's your fee.
It's the
And
2%
so
fee
you-
that goes into the chain.
It would
This
be
is why
it would
I
be
think-
0.5. That's not 2%. It's 0.5. He said.
Is it 0.5 or is it 1%?
it's smaller too. It's
No, he
smaller
said
than 2.
He said 0.5. But
I'm pretty sure he said 1%, bro.
1% would be good. I think
In and
that's
out.
fair.
So it's 1% like on both
1%.
sides.
Yeah, I understand.
So that's 2%. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
I thought it was
you got to remember,
0.5.
it's
No.
That's pretty good. To be fair.
it'll be an interaction between two people, right? There's 1% on one side, 1% on the other side. That'll be 2%.
Oh yeah.
But that's the whole point of what I'm saying, that if he'd done it on
Well,
pool
that
chain,
fee
so he
would
could
only-
launch the first.
Well, no, it makes no sense to have it. Like what I'm saying is he needs to have it paired to things because he would be buying it back with always fresh capital because that should be most of the if it's not for us, it should be most of the users. So he would have to pair it. So the smartest move would be to pair it to PulseX, because PulseX raises all tides, as we know. And
Yeah, I agree.
and
I
it
do
would be
think
and
the
it would
bigger
be the high.
liquidity. I think you'd see a pair with everything, but I think the bigger liquidity pool most probably would be PLS and PulseX.
Yeah.
But bro, let's not forget that PulseX still has a ton of sell pressure. If anything, if you go do the maths, there's been more sell pressure in the last couple of years from PulseX and
Yo,
PLS
smash
than
those like
Hex,
buttons.
and that's actually factual. So you have to also take that into accountability
Oh,
as
it's
well.
coming. Dance is coming.
Yeah, but it's just the liquidity.
Yeah, for sure. You could, I mean, at one point there was more than $30 million of liquidity with PulseX, no?
That's if he values.
I don't know.
convection. He
It's a
doesn't
lot of
value
predictions
convection
here.
too
I'm going
much.
to jump
He
ahead a
was
little bit,
going to.
okay?
One day fight is retarded, right? The one day thing is stupid.
Yeah, that
Just have
what
it.
makes no sense.
The moment everyone gets it, it is zero, because you would like.
No,
Even
but
if
you
it's
have
for
traded
one
at a
block.
value. There has to be a value. That's like regardless. If he needs to trade it at zero,
You would just you'd create an indexer for the price for the LP. So on the creation of the LP, the first LP that exists for that pair, you would just index the price of it
So
against
many
another
predictions.
thing on the second it launches. And
It never
then
comes
that
true,
would
but
literally give
this is an
you
interesting
a
look
verifiable,
here.
price on chain the moment the thing launches. I mean,
Perfect. Tell him that, because honestly, I don't think he's just tweeting for nothing, bro. I don't think he just wastes time on that.
yeah,
I don't even think it would be one pulse. It would have to be like the period. Like it would have to be minimal.
be
Like
tweeting for
it would
nothing.
have to be super minimal, and then people would have to come in, fix the price to themselves, and it would be easier for people to fix the price themselves, or someone to come in and fix it if there was nothing in it.
Yeah, he just wants the first count. Like, he just wants the first thing to be zero, and then you can do whatever you want. Someone can come along and pair it with $1 million. Everyone can snipe it and moon it. No one's going to do that. I do worry about how
they will.
those pairs will look like. But then again, he asked the question: how much, what coins, and what chains? I think he's going to put some money
Easier for people
in
to
all
fix
sorts
the
of places. I really do. I don't think he's just blabbing, bro. I think he's like,
Themselves,
where should we put
come
these
in and
balls?
fix
So
it.
there'll
There's
always
nothing
be
in
people
it.
coming
Yeah,
with
he just
different
wants the
ideas. No one knows everything, and no one has it all. So the more ideas he can get, the better for him. So he can narrow everything down. If that
Yeah, I
makes
think
sense.
that's a great point.
Oh yeah, I was just going to make three quick comments about this, but like I don't know if they've already been said, so apologies if they have. But basically, one is that it was the lack of the bridge that made it so that you could claim theoretically that it was the lack of the bridge that made it so that it's the path back to it's like your ability to get a path to dollars, like to a dollar value, right?
Yeah, sure,
And then point two is technically it's the math of the AMM that makes it so that something can never go truly to zero, because of the curve means that you would need like infinite tokens at the end to push it all the way to zero. And then point number three is the easiest way to do it would be you just create the token, but you don't give it to anyone that you can't trust to not create the pool, because it's DeFi. Anyone can create the pool, and as soon as the pool's created, then you're effed. Because then you theoretically you have a value, like a non-zero value.
Yeah.
So you just create the token, don't give it out.
But that's the thing. You have to say that you've received it and it is zero.
Oh, okay. That makes it a lot harder then. Received
I've heard one good answer. I've heard one good answer so far.
I've got a couple of ideas. They're not the solution, but they might lead us to someone else building on the idea to find the solution.
Tangent, what was your argument though for that not working?
No
I wanted to
way.
hear I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, if anyone buys the coin, then you're wrecked.
Yeah, but
that ratio as soon as someone buys.
Do I say we just
An op could deliberately, if they know that what Richard wants is for it to not do that, then an op or someone just like having a laugh would just come along and do it, just to annoy him or to wreck the community or something. So if you could somehow like airdrop the token out, but it's not the actual token, it's like a representative of it, and then 24 hours later you get the real token, or it's locked in it's got some kind of lock on it where you can't move it, sell it, or add it to liquidity for the first 24 hours. I know these are not actually realistic, but you basically have to stop people from being able to do the DeFi. Like,
Bro, I would die laughter. Imagine he actually makes the party token and then he just burns it.
Or one other idea. So it's either that the token is a representative token for the first 24 hours, or it's got some kind of code that prevents you from doing it, or you get a relationship with the only dexes that are on the chain. You speak to the dexes on the chain and get them to police it for the first 24 hours.
That's not gonna happen.
The thing is, right, everyone has to have their coins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up,
as soon as
buddy?
people get their coins, they can free will go and make a pair straight away.
Well, you're either
that does take time, but you could technically make a script.
What's up, William? Dude?
Oh, I got it at zero thing. Someone can write a script that whenever they get said coin, it will make a pair immediately.
I thought we had already been over this kind of angle. I just didn't think he would want to do something like that. But the best way to do it would be to do it by block. So he would just he could just say after like X amount of blocks, trading's automatically enabled, and then he could launch his contract without an owner.
Yeah, I think that would be the best solution. But then
so there's really three goals here, right? It's number one is have everyone having their tokens. Number two is do this keep it at zero thing.
All right, pups, what's going on? How's everybody doing, man? What the fuck? That was all right. So a lot of people trying to figure out what's coming, right? And truth is, we don't know, man. Nobody knows shit. But it's nice to speculate, right? There's nothing wrong with speculating and trying to figure it out. I do the same thing, but with charts, right? I try to figure out what's going on with the charts. A lot of speculation there, too. It's been a second. Oh, what's this? Tam? What are they doing? Tokenomics. Oh, because I usually don't stream this late anymore, do I? Let's just hear really quick what they're up to. And then I got to get into the charts.
So does anybody have any questions about any of that?
Where the fuck do
No,
I
you did a good
even
job. But
start?
the point, though, for my being on this broadcast is, I hate to say it, but I mean, I'm a hard-driven guy, and when I started investing in the stock market in 1980, I understood nothing, and I learned slowly but surely. And in 1995, when the cable networks came online in our homes in Florida, a show was on called CNBC with Joe Kernan and David Faber, and I liked those guys. And my buddy and I, we were more or less beginning to do day trading or hour by hour trading because with computers and everything, we were just degenerate high stakes gamblers before the internet and sports. Real stupid. There goes out the window being following God and Jesus. But we all have our split personalities. Getting back to my point, there was an ad that came on CNBC, and the ad was about going to a class in your local hotel. They were putting on these classes all over the United States, and they were putting them on to learn about using options in the stock market.
Okay.
Well, boom. I had a conversation with my brother.
What's up, Worth Daddy? How you doing?
Both agreed that
some
this would be
opium? I'll
something
give you
we
some
should
opium.
share
What's up,
and
Henny?
go learn about.
Yes,
And
yes,
so
yes. Fast up.
the first thing we both
You're not
learned
here for the
about
tech.
was
Come on.
that we liked personally.
Who are you kidding?
Was covered calls. Now
You're here for the ladies.
Cairo,
I know why you're here.
You and
all right, what's up,
three other
Music Addict?
guys in a very well done grouping.
I don't know,
in,
just seeing what they're up to, man.
TJ Maxx or RX Max is programming.
What's this guy rambling about? What is this man rambling about? What's this one? 30-second liquidation levels for crypto. Marty Party? What's this guy follow? What is this? Oh. XRP. Cool. Oh, it's nice. He just says it's playing. Okay. That's probably why I follow him. Okay. Good to know. All right. Let's get into it, man. I'm just going to start here at Bitcoin. All right. And it sounds like you guys are looking for some alpha. So we talked about a lot of things. Now, I didn't clip much from the last few streams. There was a lot of great alpha in there, and a lot of things have really come true. All right. So just to recap really quick, we talked a lot about I was confident the bear market wasn't here and that we would come up and approach this $130,000 range. Looks like things got moved a little bit, but if you guys remember correctly, yeah. And then, we could even go higher than that. Let me go back to log chart. And but that was kind of the first step, getting up here in that $130,000 range, right? Now, we haven't done that yet. Time's just been elapsing, which is never good. But I also talked about a flash crash, right? I said, what could make sense? Do I have that drawing? Where's that one? That's BTC dominance. Yeah, I talked about there could be a crash before we move up. And I don't believe we start a bear market, okay? And I said that before in the fall as well. In October I said that, in November I said that, and December I also said that I don't think a bear market is coming, even though the bull could be taking a shitter. I kind of said that in October. All right, maybe I'll pull some clips from those videos. And I was 100% correct. A lot of people were pissed that I made, St. Wolf, how dare you make a bearish video. But since October, here it is, October, I made that video. I was like, guys, technically, I got to tell you. And we've been in the shitter since. So, We haven't made a run yet, but I also don't believe the bear market is here. So we were in this juicy bear flag over here. And, we're hanging out. We got this big red candle. Everyone's freaking out about it. But to be honest, it's kind of, it's still within the range to do this. There was no guarantees we were going up from here, though we could. But if I draw a line, we were making waves up. People were getting really cocky, man. We got up here to 96, 97, and people were really fucking cocky. I'm not going to lie, man. It was ridiculous listening to it because I'm like, I don't think this is going to last, man. And I thought we'd maybe get a little higher. I thought they'd take us up to like 100, but then we could put from there. And now people are shitting the bed, but we're still holding up in the range. I mean, to be honest, we're looking not good, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I got this big M here, but we haven't fallen apart yet. Okay, so let's look at what could happen if we fall apart, and let's look at what could happen if we get bullish, because that's really all we can do right now. All right. Now, before I jump into this, I want to say something really quick about. By the way, I'll throw a link. I'll throw a link in the thing. That a lot of people are making really strong predictions right now. Okay. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, okay? Everybody's full of shit. There's no way you can make a strong prediction right now. I'm very confident in my work, right? Like, I'm that's why I'm confident enough. I don't just give levels. You guys know I draw price action. So I'm very confident of what I do. And I'm telling you now that there's evidence to sustain both sides of many sides of this story, bear market, bull market, this market, end of the world. There's evidence to substantiate any of that, okay? And I can tell you with absolute certainty that it's designed to make you not understand what could happen, okay? And the best we can do is I can give you some, what I think, based on price action, what I think could happen. But anyone who thinks they know what's going to happen is full of shit. There's no way anybody fucking knows right now, okay? That's the truth, all right? And I talk to a lot of smart people once in a while. And nobody knows. And it's kind of been designed this way, right? They've literally stopped giving out data from the Fed. They're now not even telling us shit. So there's no way you can actually just know. But we can have some, strong ideas and possibilities by looking at this, understanding the cycles and what have you. So I just had to let you know that, right? That, up till now, there was a lot of certainty, right? Like I was drawing like if you come back here to this pulse drawing where I was very confident about it, and I've been sharing it for a very long time. You can see this photo I even took in March, so it's been with me for a while. And the pattern's completed for me. Like my target got hit. Even we went slightly lower than my target, so we're completed. So now we're in limbo. The whole market's in limbo, and I think you guys know this. I think a lot of people are searching through news and different KOLs trying to get some edge on the market, but trust me, man, it's pure manipulation. It's pure, what's the word? Irrationality and things like that. Okay, no one knows what's going on. It's very crazy right now. Okay, so the best I can do is do probabilities. I'm just going to continue doing the work I do, which is just looking at the chart and making the best calls and the best drawings I can, which has been working pretty well so far. But I can't take anybody seriously who thinks they know what's going to happen right now. That's just nuts. February 17th. Yeah. And we talked about that. We talked about the fire horse. Remember we talked about, I think it was last stream, we talked a lot about that. We talked about how this was this era was ending and the new one was starting February 17th. So I was like, expect a lot of volatility. I do expect BTC to take a poo-poo at some point, but I'm not sure I'm convinced we have a long bear market or something ahead. I don't think they're going to allow a bear market to happen until the big crash in 2029, which I've talked about last few streams as well. The Shemitah and the, debt forgiveness, which is going to happen around 27, 28, which is also when the PMI should also rocket up and money should be a little easy again. And I think they're going to orchestrate it all together. They're going to have like controlled demolition. It's going to be like the Twin Towers, all right? They know what's coming. They know what's going to happen, all right? They know, babe. So... we'll just start fresh since we got this one here. I don't need to see what. Yeah. And nothing's changed for me. I think everything, I'm still in agreement with all the work I did since October. Nothing, not a single thing has changed at all. Okay. Yo, what's up, Pulse Chain Military Police? What's going on, man? I missed you guys too, man. But everything stands from before, okay? So we got this bear flag. What we're going to look at, and we know that I'm going to draw this channel we've been in. Okay, you guys know I had a blue channel that I've had here. We've been in it. We're out of it. So I'm just going to draw a support line for it. Okay. So when we look at this cycle, we know that we're past the time for BTC. Okay, which happened in October, and that's when I made that video where I said technically we're out of time. Okay, and it made sense that we're going to see some, bad stuff before we get some good stuff. Now, I thought hopefully we would have Santa Rally. We didn't get that. We still have a chance to come up and hit this, which is going to be around 130 based on when we hit this, okay? Could it surprise us and happen anytime? Could this be a big fake out? Sure, absolutely. It's not going to take a lot to move the price up here to 130, right? They can start tweeting. They can start talking about whatever news they want to start moving this market in the direction they want. I think that line looks good to me. So now we're looking at about 135, 140 if we move, since we're further down the timeline, right? Depending on when we come up. So let's say it's now 140 now. It's not 130. And this bear flag, how would I draw this? I'm going to draw two targets, okay? Depending on, I don't know when it's going to break down. Oh, shit, I like that one. So remember I talked about a retest of these highs back here, okay, from the last cycle, which is between, for me, which is that old first one, which is 65K to 69K. Okay, I think that's a nice range that we could touch if we get a flash crash, which I talked about. Now, if we're starting the bear market, it's different, right? Then you're looking at a drawdown of, I don't know, whatever people say, maybe 50%. But I just don't think they're gonna. I don't think that's happening. I still don't think that's happening. And I'm going to take a really long bear flag from the tippy top over here, just because to give me a range. And this is how I work, so I don't care how anybody else does it, because I like ranges. Okay. Let's see what kind of confluence I get there. Now, this is late night. We're just playing. I don't like the second one. Okay. But I like the first one. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a strong case for that we could get something like that. Now, you've also got to realize here, I'm going to go to the 3-day, that draw this line back over here that we didn't have before. Now we've got. Oh, shit. We need a little bit of music, don't we? Oh, that's nice. Yo, what's up, Clintrons? How you doing? So for me, I still see, what's this line here? 80. What? Oh, is it a price line? I don't need that. Please turn off. So this was an important resistance line, and you see a lot of confluence up here around 140. Okay. Actually, it ends up still being around, depending on when we touch at 135 to 140. So that'd have to be our first stop no matter what before we even dealt with this one. Okay. Now, So let's say this took a nosedive down here, okay? This would be your flash crash, and it would take us to retest the high from 2021. But I think the recovery out of here would be pretty quick. And wouldn't you know, we'd hit that 150 right on the nose. Okay, now this is very much a possibility, and this looks correct to me. Like this would. I don't have any problems with this. Sometimes I see people have ideas about what the chart could do. I'm just like, what are you talking about? It could absolutely do that. Now, you'd have an inverse head and shoulders. Okay. This would be very bullish. You got a very juicy cup and handle. Okay. This would be very bullish. And it would catch a lot of people off guards, right? Because people would be thrown off down here at this dump. Because remember I told you guys the bears need to be fed. If you guys are going to my Twitter, there's a tweet where I said the bears need to be fed. And it doesn't make sense for us to really attack a new high until we've really convinced the bears that they're right and the bear market's here. Like, we need that moment where they're like, ha, see, we fucking told you it's a bear market. And then they get wrecked. All right. So that's why I talked about why I saw a flash crash. And the reason I'm not convinced the bear market is here because I just don't think the market makers are going to allow a long sustained opportunity to buy Bitcoin low. I think they have plans to rally this up really high. And I think there's a bull run coming, okay? And I'm more inclined to still think that what I just drew, something like this, could be very possible. And if we have, from here, maybe we chop, right? And then we go. It could also be something like this, until 2027. Throwing everybody off, because we talked about this last stream where I was like, look, people are expecting a dump to a bear market, and then we hang around, predictably giving everybody time to load up. I just don't see that happening. It's just too predictable. But I absolutely do think we could have more blood, but I don't know if we have some long, drawn out bear market. It just doesn't make sense to me. And it could be something weird where we chop in some weird range. And then people wouldn't realize that low was your bear market and that's all you got. That'd be nice. That would throw a lot of people off. It's funny, this move looks a little bit like what's over here too, right? See this chop, what we did here? Everyone thought the bear market started here, right? And then we made a new high. We'd come up. You could even get an inverse head and shoulders from where we are too, right? You got to think about that. Like where we could literally, if we're going to go up, this would make a lot of people happy, right? We're bullish right now. You could come up here. There you go. You'd have a nice, this is very bullish as well. So, I'm still leaning bullish. I know how the technicals look, but I think we got market surprise coming. Yeah, I think 2026 is going to be filled with a lot of surprises. And we could have multiple shits to bed for Bitcoin. Maybe the horse year starts and Bitcoin, has to deal with some stuff. I don't know how long they could range this. Let me get in here a little closer. So by the way, the bottom of this box is around 64.5, 65K. It's the first top we had in 2020 or 2021. The second top being 69. So I'm just going to leave this as a range here. I like this range. I'm going to leave it for now. Okay. This is how I work. I see something I like and I'm going with it. All right. I'm going with it. I do think we're going to come down and test these highs at some point. It just makes sense to me. Now, once you come up here, however you do it, either we're going to do it from where we are and really surprise everybody, right? Like this is going to reverse. Like they're letting shorts build up and they're going to rock this up. It's very bullish. And then we'll have to look at it when we get here, what the date is and what could happen up here at 100. It's going to be around 140-ish, possibly, if it happens like this. Or are we going to have a flash crash and then come up and attack it, right? I'm going to leave these. I like this stuff. That would be pretty trippy, right? We just get this third marginally higher high. So we would 126 and the next one being like, I don't know what it would be. It would be like, 135, 140, 145. Or we'd break this line. And we just go all the way and attack this one up here, which is probably, which could be anywhere from like 169 to 190. This is really intense right now, man. What else we got? Your shadow still. No. I'm gonna get called out on that one. All right. Crypto's pretty dead right now, man. A lot of people are convinced the bear market's here. I think there's going to be some blood, but I don't think we have a full bear market. I think they're going to fuck with us. I think we could have even a situation where some things run while others don't. There's going to be a lot of blockchains being announced going into 2027, which is going to be the big print year. So 2026 is probably going to be quite tumultuous for Bitcoin. Okay, let's just accept that now. All right, so maybe we have this. Maybe you don't have some drawn out bear market. Maybe it's something really crazy, like we come down and then we go back up, and we get into this bear market, and then we have another flash crash or something like that. But whatever it's going to be, maybe it's something where you have these like capitulative fear moments, and it never goes sideways. Like we recover every time. Like you have a bunch of these spike downs. Like that's one thing. There's actually something else I want to talk to you guys about too. But if you come back here to, let's say, the zombie apocalypse, you can see, here in you had November 2018 to April 2019, you had a lot of time to accumulate Bitcoin, right? Down here at about $3,500. But you can see in the zombie apocalypse, you only had like a week or maybe a month, right? You gotta have maybe a month to start buying between like 8K and 3K, right? So, maybe 2026 is littered with like a bunch of flash crashes. Like, how would that be? Where you get the flash crash, it's a great time to buy, but there's so much fear that no one actually buys it, and it doesn't last more than a week. Like every big fear is just like a week long event. You don't even have a month. You just have a few days. By the time you get like, you know what, you feel brave again. Price is already recovering again, right? So it could be littered with a bunch of those. It's going to be something unpredictable. Like I'm trying to think outside the box, right? And I absolutely think that could happen. Absolutely think we could have like this crazy like parade of flash crashes before 2027, right? Just either shaking everybody out or not letting anybody buy because everyone's always so scared when these events happen, right? But that's it, man. That's really all I have to say. I'm not going to get into the news about it or the fact that who's buying and what have you. My concern was always, look, the news has been nonstop bullish for the last few months. Okay, everyone's buying it apparently, blah blah blah. But the price ain't going up. So that just told me that we're going down probably. That's my bear bull. How I know it's a bear market or bull market, right? The end of a bear market is when the news is bearish and the price won't go down. The end of the bull run is when news is bullish and price won't go up. It's very simple. Okay, we've had nonstop bullish news and price just don't go up. So either it's being held there, or we just have to go sideways or down for a little bit. And that's all we've kind of been doing here, just chopping. We don't have to even go down. We could just keep chopping more, right? That would fuck everybody. Maybe we don't even get this. Maybe it just chops sideways for a while and you get one last little low and we go. Leaving everybody behind in a lot of ways, right? Like when you have these flash crashes, people get left behind. Like they get scared, they'll sell, and people that want to buy can't buy because the fear is too acute. You need the fear to be acute, and then it subsides, and then you have a couple weeks to think about it, and then you buy, which is a bear market. You're just going sideways forever for like a month or more. But these flash crashes really, they do a lot of damage because it's just like a few weeks, and it's not like a few months, and no one knows what to do, right? What happens when you Farotulian says you have to have zero emotion, and that happens when you do your own research and you know what you're investing in. Buy low, sell high. Yeah, smash the like button, everybody. Just smash that like button. What's up out there on X? How's everybody doing? How are you doing? What else is going on? There's a lot of news. I might do news tomorrow, a little separately. Somebody was talking about aliens. Japan bond market. Yeah. That's bad. Lights lights out. All right, let's look at Ethereum. I feel like we beat BTC to death last few streams as well. Nothing has changed. Really, nothing has changed, man. We're going to look at ETH, okay? I want to tell you guys something about ETH. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about strategy, okay? About ETH. All right. And some good and bad. Some good and bad about it. All right. Now, ETH, we know, okay? It's been going sideways. It seems to always get knocked down when it gets to the top. It's been bullish forever. All right. And it looks bullish. It looks bearish. Did a similar move to Bitcoin in the sense that, had a big dump recently. But really, it's just filling out the same pennant, okay? It's a bear flag, all right? Probabilities are bear flags breakdown. That's why they're called bear flags. But anything is possible. Anything is possible in crypto, okay? And the market is irrational, crazy. They're moving it around with tweets. The president is in crypto, so you can't say much with certainty except your probabilities, as someone who looks at charts a lot, you understand that, but you can't talk about that much with certainty. I mean, this looks like shit. This should fall apart completely, but it doesn't have to, and I'm ready for it to do anything. I'm ready for this to have, some of this other stuff play out. I mean, it also looks very inverse head and shoulders as well in a lot of ways, right? But it's been doing this forever to us, right? So I got a new monitor, so I can't see my old price targets as well. You guys tell me if you can see all these purple lines. So somebody was asking me where ETH could go, and I have a ton of, these are just tons of, it's ETH, so I have a ton of support and resistance levels going all the way down, okay? It could go anywhere, okay? If this crap falls apart and plays out, we're going to come all the way down here and retest the breakout of this move because it never got tested, okay? And that worst case scenario is literally, I would say anywhere from 350 to 450, okay? That's like nuclear. I mean, some bad shit happens, okay? But this is Ethereum. It could happen. It could happen. It could absolutely happen to scare living daylights out of everybody. We've never tested these ranges down here. It never got tested, okay? And I think I had a similar circumstance with like PTGC. There's some of this stuff that reminds me, and people didn't believe me when I was like, oh yeah, PTGC could come down. Where is it? Was it PTGC? That reminded me of. Man, everything's bad, man. Everything's bad. Okay. What the fuck PTGC? Yeah, so I'd drawn this box on here, and I was like, hey, look, man. Yeah, I was like, look, none of this got tested, and we're already down here at 0.00007. You got a bear flag. Doesn't mean it has to keep going down. I have a range down here, but I do think coming down and testing this down here, 0.00004, right? So it kind of reminds me. So when you see here at ETH, you've also got this like impulsive moves and these vector candles that just, they haven't been back tested at all, man. It's the whole structure is just hanging off this. And I said the same thing with this. I was like, this is great. I mean, it's been a great performer, but you got to come back and test some of this shit and then at least we got to go sideways here if it's not going to go lower. But, it would make sense to me if we tested a little bit lower and then chopped or recovered. And it doesn't have to stay there very long, right? But so that's my only thing. I have to show you this because if things do get squirrely in 2026 or something does happen, then that there's some stuff, a lot of stuff down here. And, BTC has some of that stuff too, but it doesn't mean it has to happen. These are all manipulated. These are institutional grade assets at this point, man. Smash the like, everybody. Did you guys smash the like? Like, who smashed it? What's up, man? Oh, yo, Crypto Dan, what's happening? Yeah, we'll talk about that. You have to talk about Firewall's done. Yeah. Crypto Dan seems like he's mad at some of his community, so he stepped back. I'm sure he'll be back when the chain pumps, but won't be as vocal. I believe we're waiting for the Clarity Act to be finalized. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, Clarity Act's going to be important, and they're going to play that to the cycle. They're going to play it to their cycle, like how they want this to play out, right? They're absolutely, like, using it to their advantage. Here's the thing about ETH, okay? So now that you know that's like the only doomsday thing down there, the rest is like, you're very bullish, you're building strength, you're still making higher highs, higher lows. We're still kind of in an uptrend. All right. None of this stuff has to play out, but you see these touch points down here. So one was here at 910, and then we got a higher low at 1347. This is a moving line as well. And right now we're if this breaks down, that's where I think we could land. That'd be around 1600, depending on when we hit it, or 1550. This is a strong trend line as well, right here, right? What I want to say about Ethereum is a couple things. If they're considering this like silver or gold to BTC, or BTC being gold and this is silver, then who's to say that institutions don't want to range this for a while? Like, silver was underpriced for a very long time, okay? For a very long time, all right? It was very undervalued, man, From 2013 to 10 years, they ranged this fucker before they let it go, okay? And I doubt they could range it for 10 years with ETH, but I'm saying they could hold it for a while. But let's say they're not going to hold it for a while like an asset. Like they're just kind of like manipulating it for a while until whatever happens. Another thing to think about is that a lot of crypto is relying on the cycle to play out like it always did. And I don't know why you would do that. They already had a high before the halving, which means your ideas about how cycles play out are broken because hardly anybody saw that coming. I think I heard maybe one or two people in backtesting, because I always backtest, by the way. I'll backtest KOLs and not really KOLs, but like more high-level chartists and like people who have strong opinions. And people should backtest me too. That's why I proudly put all my fucking clips on Twitter, right? Because I'm proud of my work. But I backtest people. I've spent hours, days weeks actually backtesting people. I've been really obsessive about it. And I've done this over years where I'll go back to somebody's like 10 years ago what they fucking said. All right. Yo, what's up, Taurus? How you doing, man? Yeah. Yes, sir. Where's that? Larry, you alive? Hello. What? He's not in the studio. Yo. No. So he's gonna. Okay.
Yeah, he just won't show his camera and stuff. What's up?
Ready to flip you around? You're good. Okay.
Larry, you're gonna have to call in. Yeah, I'll send you the link. I'll send him the link. He'll call in. Wolf.
Okay, that's fine. So, how much are they going to manipulate it, right? Can they just range this for a long time? But my other concern I was thinking about, so the cycles, they've always played out this certain way, and you've had the high before the halving. So why do you think anything's going to play out structured, anything like we've seen before? So I still hear people talking about, well, money's going to go from BTC into Ethereum and then to alts. It's like, why? Well, like, they have enough institutional money to do it very differently, right? Like, you've already seen a lot of things moving in a weird way. Binance being, many alts were moving and ETH hasn't moved yet, all right? Some big layer ones, right? So maybe they just range Ethereum, not for 10 years, but maybe they just range it to the end of the cycle. And once again, I'm just talking to like help break the box of our minds, right? I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not drawing anything right now. I'm just kind of like thinking outside the box or trying to, right? Like, what if they start where they pump BTC and then they have some layer ones, they start moving and it causes another kickoff of an alt season and ETH stays where it is. Like, the rules don't have to apply. They've done this before 3 cycles. They know that you guys are waiting to rotate from BTC to ETH to alts. So maybe they don't move ETH. Maybe they hold ETH because they know that's what you're waiting for. Not just Rich Hart, I mean just in general, crypto people, right? So to take risks, all right? And then before you know it, you miss out. And then ETH runs at the very end, all right? If they run it. All right, they don't have to. And I'm not saying that is or isn't going to. I'm just saying, like, I'm always trying to think outside the box. Like, what are some weird things that can happen, right? I did click accept. I don't know. Is he trying to get in somehow?
Yeah, he should be. I sent him the link, so.
Okay, cool. So you need to be ready for just craziness, man. Like, weird things that can happen. There was a video going around. Yo, what's up, Larry? You got some feedback, I think. Let me plug you in here. Larry, do you have a camera? Or what you got?
Don't have a camera. This is the only iPhone that's ever been made that doesn't have a camera.
Yeah, the thing with Ethereum, man, like, it just always wants to tap out right there around.
Yeah, they're holding. Larry, we got Larry on the show, but Larry, I'm gonna just make your thing really small because we don't block the screen. Larry's here.
Yeah, there you
go. Larry. Torsen.
So you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. You're in the show, buddy.
Awesome.
Wise same. Oh yeah. Oh, Trope. We're gonna look at that chart. So, I'm not gonna muck around too much with MACDs and RSIs and all that. You guys can see it, and we've talked about this stuff because you know what? Like I said before, this stuff can all move very crazy. You can already see this is turning back down again, and then it can whip back up again. They really are exhausting people. This is chop, man. They're destroying people, okay? And a lot of it isn't for us. I mean, obviously investors are being destroyed mentally, but it's taking out traders left and right? People are being liquidated, taken out left and right. It's very unpredictable, very hard to understand what's happening. So that's why I'm trying to think outside the box because Richard Hart had an interview with a guy named Eric Wall, and I don't have the clip. I don't know if you guys have the clip. And one thing that Richard Hart was trying to explain to Eric Wall was like, hey, what if some guy had a lot of money and he put all that money in Ethereum and he waited for Ethereum to do like a lot of X's and then he put it back in the coins he liked. And Eric Wall was like, yeah, no. And a lot of people were saying like, oh, he didn't get it. And I'm like, I wrote back on Twitter, maybe it's in my reply section. I was like, I think Eric understood what Richard was saying, but he also understood the folly in what he was saying. And the folly was that you're assuming ETH is going to move in a time horizon that you like. Which is not a good assumption to make. Like, you should never connect what you got to do with the success of somebody else because you're assuming their success. And in crypto, we know you should never do that, right? Because the things that you just never expect are going to happen, and the things that you never think are going to happen are things that happen. Like, it's just fucking crazy, right? So that's what I got from it. Now, maybe some people will say like, oh, Eric Wall's dumb, he didn't get it. And I was like, I don't believe that. He's really fucking smart. I think he understood. But he understood the folly in that assumption that Hartman was making. That has to play out this way. And I just think that we should be in for surprises with Ethereum. that sure, it could do incredible things like silver, but we don't know the time horizon when it could do these incredible things, right? Like it could be tomorrow. I mean, it could be next month. I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. I don't know. And I just wouldn't connect its success to my success. But I would love it if it was successful and I could be even more successful, but I don't want to be in a situation where I'm tied to something like Ethereum's success to be successful. Like, at least in time horizons. Okay, like I'm pretty confident this is going to run. There's just a lot of money to be made. Never underestimate the other guy's greed. I believe in this stuff. I think at the end of the day, institutions, BlackRock, they want to take your money and they want the casino run, so to speak, right? So everything's going to run. Like, even Cardano's going to run, okay? Why? Because it's an opportunity for everyone to make money. So it's gonna run. That's just how things are, man. I always bet on greed, okay? Everybody wants to make money, even your politicians, okay? So this will run, but all I'm saying is, like, you don't know the time horizon. Is it next week or is it in 5 years? Okay, that's all I'm saying, is you don't know. Or like I said before, maybe they just hold this down for alts go and everyone's all confused because ETH isn't going, but all altcoins are going, and everyone's like, wait, do we deploy? Do we go? Do we waiting for ETH? It's just going to confuse everybody. Maybe they do something like that, right? And then at the very end of the bull run, then they run ETH, right? After alt season's finished. I mean, who fucking knows, like, what they could do or what they could pull off? But they have the money to do it, and they have the enough control, so to speak, right? So that's all I'm going to be ready for. And that's really what I'm thinking about now is strategy. I mean, I see all the levels. I know this is ready to break out. We've talked about high levels, 6,000, 7,000. Obviously, 9, 10K, 12K, 15K. I mean, there's just amazing levels above. This is very bullish in general. When this goes, it's going to be epic, right? You can see some Wyckoff accumulation charts I've had on some other streams where I've talked about. They're still here. You can see how this matches up, okay? I pulled up some different color charts, trying to look at it differently. And to me, yeah, this could be something very likely. Of course, I see all these patterns, but can this be wider and longer than we realize? Yeah, it could, and we should be ready for that, right? And so that's all I think Eric Wall might have been suggesting with Richard Hart, and why he wasn't as ready to accept his thesis about, like, it's just going to be that easy. It's never that easy, man. It's never that fucking easy. And ETH is full of surprises. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about it right now. I know none of you guys are day trading it, so we're not going to talk too nitty gritty here, but bear flag's still intact, still in play. Hopefully we reverse soon. But right now we're just chopping. What do you guys think? Where are we going? You think the bear market started?
Well, when you say run, a big question that comes to my mind is, well, what's going to run, right? Is the market going to run with old coins that have already ran, or are they going to try to pick the new shiny thing and run with that? Yeah, there's going to be things at that time. New things.
It could be a very selective couple years here, like where things running at random, where all of a sudden everything's shit, and then ADA starts running, right? And then that's finished running, and everyone's like, "What happened? That just did an ADX," and and then a pulse chain. Oh, maybe pulse chain goes, and then randomly, ETH takes a shit, but suddenly fucking Binance coin makes another 30x. Like there could be really strange things happening because unpredictability is the nature of the game, and I just don't think everything goes berserker until we get into that 2027 and beyond, and in 2028, 29, when it's literally your taxi driver's making money, like it was in 2021, where your barber's making money and like your grandma's making money, and that's gonna come. That's going to come because, like I said, greed. I was bet on greed. And the casino is going to go nutso at some point. But that kind of level of nutso, like we saw in 2021, I think it'll come near the end. And my stipulation is 2027, 28, 2029. That's when we're going to get there really crazy. And then we'll have a big crash then, of course. If you get that much euphoria, you're going to have a big crash with it. But maybe the next year or two could be crazy. And maybe RH knows. Maybe that's why he says, all I care about is our season. Maybe he's picking up on that. Or I hope he is, that things are going to be not the way we thought it was going to be. And he's just going to have to pick that sweet spot to run in. My concern is that he's waiting for ETH, and I hope he's not. because, like I said, ETH could be a lot more unpredictable than we want to accept or believe or realize. I'm just open to that. That it could really surprise us or disappoint us. And you have to be ready either way, right? In crypto, especially. This is not the kind of climate that moon boys do well in. I think that'll come in 2028, but not now.
We just saw that. It was this like graph, I guess you could call it. And it has the ups and the downs, right? And it's constantly just going up and down, and it's in unison with the years, right? And it says 2026 was supposed to be, I think, like a high year for stocks, and I would assume crypto at this point. You've had to have seen this chart before, because it shows like it's just up and down. Do you remember, Larry, what that chart was called?
I forget exactly, but it's like 100-year-old chart, and it's broken into 80-year cycles. And
let's see if I can.
2026. It's brown, like it's in old paper, printed on a printing press type picture.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it, and I'll send it to you, Wolf, if I can find it. But yeah, it said 2026 was the next.
The better cycle.
The thing is, the economy is running so hot right now that I think that everything's going to explode, including silver and gold. I think it's going to continue to go up, and I think crypto is coming soon. I don't know when. But Wall Street wants to tokenize stocks.
Yes, it's coming. Real world assets, tokenization of everything, which BlackRock's talked about. It's coming. It is coming. Yeah, no doubt about it.
And it's already been a year, so come on. Those guys have been looking at this shit for 8 years. Excuse my French. But yeah, they've been looking at this for years. When I got in 2017, they were already in. They were part of the Ethereum Foundation. Every major bank, Microsoft, Oracle, all those companies. So, and they know everything ahead of us.
Oh, so. Yeah, for sure they do.
Sorry about that.
What?
Projections and suggest optimizations.
With Greenland, our economy is going to take off.
Yeah, there's some interesting strategies with like taking Greenland and what do they take? Venezuela. Obviously you bring down the price of energy, right? I got gas, oil, minerals, all these things, right? And that's great. Those are great stimulants for the economy, right? And it's interesting how they're playing it.
Well, if the people vote to come to be a territory of the United States, then the thing is, Denmark went over in a boat like 200 or 300 years ago, got off, opened a hot dog stand, left, and they call it their property. It's
yeah, look, by hook or by crook, if the U.S. wants Greenland, they're going to take it, right? By hook or by crook.
Exactly.
That's the way it is. You see how fast they took Venezuela, right? That's it. They got technology we don't even know about, okay? It's still the way it is, no matter what you saw on Twitter.
Yeah, I was thinking this would be a good one because if they have, let's say, 100 foreign troops on there, you don't want to kill those guys, but if they have some sort of like sleep ray or something like that they've developed and they don't want to ever use, but this would be the perfect time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly.
What?
The fire department just pulled up.
I hope you're okay, man.
Yeah, it's a hook and ladder too. That's the thing.
So BTC dominance, still just tracking sideways. I had this drawing I did last time. I think it was here, and I just moved it a little further because I still think something like this is coming. We'll probably have one last pop off with BTC and then a collapse, like a double top there, which is kind of what we had back here. in 2019, and I'm happy with that. This looks really good to me if something like this happened. And when this falls down, and it doesn't have to completely collapse. Like I said, maybe we don't have something like we had in 2021. Maybe it could be like a slow grind down. Like we need to also be open to that. Like maybe it does something, just really weird and unpredictable, like really odd. And then 2027, 2028, 29, maybe. I don't know what it could look like, man, right now. But I suppose this is possible. Obviously, we've looked at the other chart, a million times, and we can see that alts are oversold. They're due for something. But remember, time is time, and it could take longer to get there than we want. Okay. This is the one, right? Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, hello. Sure, we're there. Right?
Yeah, there are a couple ways to look at this investment, and I've been in since 2014, and I've never taken anything out. So, like, what I put in, I didn't think that I was going to be taken out for a long, long time, and so
it's been a long, long time.
It's been a long, long time.
It's already been a long, long time. What did you mean by long, long time?
Well, I mean, maybe never.
You and I are different. No, but so speaking of time, look, these others, you could get another dip down, and it would still be in play. That's all I'm saying, is that we need to think about strategy and time. And sure, this could absolutely, it's ready to go, but this could also just happen over here, and you've got more chop, and it would still be absolutely in play and bullish as fuck. This could go lower and still be bullish as fuck. That's the thing. And I think, I did draw this last time. So this is drawing from last time I drew this. Yeah, so this could fill this wick. We could chop before we get really bullish. Okay, so I was already looking at this. This drawing is from last stream, right? We don't have to just erupt because it's oversold. I know KOL was like, we're oversold. It's ready. It's like, yeah, we are. And it is bullish. But there still could be another 6 months ahead of us or 1 year before it rips. I'm not saying there is. It could absolutely start next week, this week. We could have an alt season into February. It's possible.
February 23rd.
Until February. Yeah, we could have a month until the horse begins, right? And bleed into the horse. So, yeah, we could have 4 to 6
prediction.
weeks. So, it is possible, right? Is it likely? And we just go straight up from here. Yeah, it's possible. But I don't know. Time is, as more time elapses, I'm more thinking now could we have a flash crash? We're just going to chop for a long time. But I would say, even if BTC makes that run, we'll go back to BTC dominance. Let's say BTC makes a push. Maybe that uses up our time. I don't know.
I think the election is going to help pump the market.
Yeah, because it's midterms this year, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the second half, we could go into the last half of the year good, or this first few months here should be good, and then we fall apart. That's what the hope is, right? That we get this bull run now-ish, right?
Yeah, you can get it.
Yeah. So that's what we talked about before, too, right? We're going to make that run to 130-ish, 140. Now it's 140-ish, or even higher. It hasn't happened yet. Obviously, and it's not looking good, but it can all be reversed, on a few tweets and some news. Okay, so you got to be aware of that. So charts are still good, but you shouldn't make too strong assumptions right now about anything. You should be thinking strategy and probabilities, and be ready. Okay, like I said at the beginning of this video, any KOL that telling you for certain this is going to happen, they don't know. And if it does happen, they just got lucky. Trust me. I look at a lot of shit, and I'm telling you, you don't know what these people are about to do, man. Could go either way. But I still think the path of most pain right now is another move higher on BTC. Okay, still, that's been my call since October. Where I was like, look, technically it's over, but I still think we're going to push up. This would be a good.
Well, Bitcoin's thesis is to follow M2, is what Natalie Burnell said. And M2 is climbing, so Bitcoin should climb.
M2 is climbing. One of these two has to move. This is M2V, velocity of money. And this is good. I
sent you that chart on X. It's the 1872 chart.
What's it called?
It just periods when to make money. It goes back
We're talking
to.
about the Benner cycle. Who's that? Fast Abdul. What's up, man?
Oh, it's our buddy.
Mix this up.
Doris and Larry.
I was wondering if
Hey,
you were
Faz.
going to be there.
I'm here for the tech. Contrary to
I'm here for the tech too.
The tech is teching.
Yep. It's a good time to be here for the tech. There's not much else going on.
Yield.
Here's the yield.
There's the yield.
Larry, we got to get you a photo or something.
Yeah.
Put a hex symbol in there.
There you go. I love Hex.
Larry. He's very manly looking. Find a manly picture for him.
Manly Hex.
Fast, how you
Crispy
doing?
man.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you. What's up, buddy? What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, Crispy Man and I think a lot alike in Hex and Actuator.
Yeah, actuator's pretty cool.
Yep. So
It's a
how
lot
are you?
for some people to bite off?
Yep, that's what I'm saying. NJ Dub said BTC MACD on the monthly is bearish, bullish on the weekly, 50-50. Yeah, that's why I'm not getting into. I told you guys I'm not getting into this. I'm talking to you guys more about probabilities and like game theory, because, like I said, anyone can have evidence to go either way. I said that in the beginning of the video. You can look at these charts, look at what's happening in the news, and you can call bull call, bear call. You're supported by whatever you say right now. Aliens are going to land. You're supported. We got evidence for that. Like, nobody knows, man. And so there's no point in getting too deep in the weeds. You can analyze all this till you're fucking blue in the face. And trust me, no, I think more thinking about cycles and just game theories is better right now. Try to understand. Because I'm also making my theories too about, the big run being 28, 29. That's just a theory that they're going to do like 100-year on the Great Depression. It's just a theory. But it lines up with PMI and Shemitah years, which starts in 2027. I think it's technically 2028, but you know what I'm talking about. SPX gold chart. I'll look for recessions are in play. Oh, SPX gold. Oh, I haven't looked at that. Hang on. Is it just SPX like AUG? Like, how are they doing it? How'd you find this? Put the actual thing for it. Or SPX USDT. Yeah, fast. I saw some of your show earlier.
It was a good one. Yeah, we had the new guy, Recton. Seemed like a good kid. He understood how things worked.
Rectum?
Oh, no,
Rackham?
not Recton. It's Recton Crypto.
Recton.
Rec. Was the
like
show
rec.
I did today.
Okay.
What show are you thinking of?
That was a different movie I was watching earlier. What is that? Let's go look at Dixie really quick. So, what did I draw? Oh, okay. So it came to here. I was drawing it's going to touch down here. But it's kind of like... Not bad. Not a bad call. It didn't come all the way down here to my low side, but it still followed a similar thing. And now we're moving back up. Though this is bearish. Maybe we're still going to come down and hit a bounce off this trend line. That'd be interesting, right? Before the Dixie flies. I don't know. We're going to keep tracking on that. Okay. But yeah, man. I'm pretty confident about what we've been talking about for a while here. A lot of the ideas. Maybe that's in play. I'll extend that out. Let's look at, you guys obviously know gold's been insane. Silver's been insane. What's that gold out right now? 4,800? Holy shit. Look at that gap up. So, I mean, yeah, they look like they could be almost out of steam. Jesus.
Wow.
Silver's been super crazy.
But with the inflation of everything, I still think they're still way undervalued, personally.
Could be. They can go much higher than people think. They could absolutely go even higher.
Silver might be. Gold seems toppy to me. It's not actually that useful.
Well, useful in the sense of
you said
it
gold
used to back money.
Yeah, that's pretty useful.
It used to. It doesn't anymore. If it started backing money again, I would say it was useful.
This is what I was wondering if the BRICS were going to do that since they were acquiring so much gold. So I still TBD on that.
What has it done before? Has it had any extensions here? I mean, look, it just extended past 1618, but it's done that before, right? Into that range. So, we could have something up here like 150 on silver. It could run. It's gone. It's done the 1.618 before. I mean, it could do it again, which is 124, but it could overshoot it, right? So, yeah, it could go higher. It could. I'm in no.
150 would be something.
I'm in no fucking place to call this right now. No way. That's what I'm explaining to you guys about time and the structure of this. That we know alts are undervalued, but we don't understand the timeline right now. Like silver and gold could keep going up, and that means that alts are probably not going to run yet, right? So anyone trying to call like time is nuts. This was Mr. Beast token. I don't know if this was. I don't know who ran this one. Okay, this is Beast Financial Services. Okay, I've been watching this one. It's completely falling apart, dude. There was so much hype about it on the second run up, and you know what's crazy about it? If we just look at this from like, this is how you're learning. I do this stuff because it teaches me about altcoins and euphoria and how this shit works, right? But if you, whatever, that's fine. If you look at this, like, sometimes I ask myself, like, would I have bought here? And I was watching this, right? And this is kind of like a cup and handle. I mean, it looks really nice, right? But look, so if you had gone in here thinking it was forming this cup and handle, you just fucking got destroyed. Okay, this is altcoins. Okay. That's why you have to understand a lot of times more of the narrative than TA. Okay. Like if you were expecting this, right, to like keep picking up, to come here and give you this like beautiful cup and handle, like it just didn't happen, and it fell apart so fast. Look at this red candle, and this is the market maker, man. This is a 15-minute chart. This is a 15-minute candle. Look at these candles, bro. You couldn't have gotten out. Technically, I mean, this could look very bullish. Now it's hell. It's hell on earth. It's gonna go to shit, like complete shit. Okay. And look at this guy right here with the volume. See this one with the volume, this volume spike right here? And look at that red one. That might be your market maker or one of your big bags who completely knew everyone was getting lured in here into this possible cup and handle with like, obviously enormous breakout to the upside would have been waiting for them, and just wham, dumped the whole fucking thing. And this kid, look at that fucking candle right there. Took you out, destroyed. And now you're done. So if you bought, I mean, you lost it. Yeah. Now it's even lower. And this
Did people do leverage on this stuff?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, probably. Because this was a big one.
Okay.
Beast Financial Services. It might have been on some places you could have. It might have been listed pretty quick. Associated with Mr. Beast, right? So this is how you learn. You gotta go study charts, man. Old charts. But this just happened today. I've been watching this because I was considering maybe jumping. I was like, oh, it's Beast Financial. What's going on over here, right? But yeah, this is coming all the way down, much lower.
Too many insiders on something like that?
possibly, or just the general market we're in right now, right? Where we just said gold and silver could keep going, right? Like people aren't hanging out in alts very long. Wow, this could really come down. Well, it's got a long way to go down. Oh man, this is bad. If you're holding this, get out.
Get out, panic.
So you can go. Let's put this unlocked. That was locked. Jeez. All right. Pulse chain. Okay.
Woo.
So the low of 0.00012 was hit, and my call was 0.000013. I was off by 1,000th. Was it 1,000th or 10,000th of a penny? 10,000th of a penny. It's not bad. Not a bad call from a year out at all. And
very good.
Not bad at all, man. And not only that, but the price action was close to my drawing too in terms of how it moved, right? We had this other move up that threw it off. This is this one retest, but you get my point, right? Yeah, this broke my pattern a little bit, but yeah, it would have had this move coming up here before it collapsed. But we now have hit that low. As far as I'm concerned, to say this about Pulse is it can go up now. Okay, so that's the good news about it. Pulse can go up. We are complete. I'm happy. Okay. The thing is that the low? It might be. I mean, I don't remember exactly what math I did to arrive. Sometimes I run fibs going down and do some weird stuff, but it could be it. Okay. Obviously, we're not looking that great right now, but just to show you really quick how I look at these, this structure right now, the way it is, I'll just do some really quick drawings for you really quick. So, here's how I look at it. So technically, we're ready to go up. Like in terms I'm happy. Okay. We went lower than people realize, which is what I always say, what I was saying from the beginning it's going to do. You're going to have that last lower low because that's just how these things move. So maybe that's not even in yet. Maybe we are going to get one more lower low. Like who knows, right? Like I'm just saying, maybe it goes to 0.0001 or below that, which somebody was saying. Then you get a clean 10,000x to a penny or a tenth of a penny or whatever that is, right? But it could just also just chop now. It doesn't mean it has to just go up. Obviously, that was like the hope was that once we'd hit that lower low, we'd get something. We'd start to we'd line up with a nice juicy move up. But what could happen? This is a bullish pattern. This is a falling wedge, okay? And we're about at the end of it, okay? But a lot of things can happen at the end of a falling wedge, okay? And it doesn't have to just go straight up, okay? And the way I was drawing this, one way I looked at it was like this. I'd drawn that on one of my lives because I thought everyone putting a line at the bottom was not the right way to draw this. Everyone was drawing a straight line. I was like, no, it's not going to do that. And I showed you guys in multiple lives. I'm like, doing this is not going to happen. It's not going to follow that. And that's how I came up with this because it's going to do something like this. So when you have something like this, obviously it's bullish. So we're going to break to the upside. All right. Was it there? Yeah. I think this was what I really felt with this structure. But you could also come out. This is too small for you guys. So you could come out of here, okay, and pop out. And obviously, the intention is you get bullish, but, you could come out and you trickle down. You just kind of follow it down, okay? And you don't have to go much lower. You could just chop, right? Maybe it just does a double bottom or something like that, right? And then you have just some sideways. Now, a chart that did that, if you guys want to see, is like Astra, because that's a recent one, okay? Is that Astra? I had all this stuff open and I don't remember now.
It did that in a way shorter time frame, though, eh? That's not a very old chart in comparison to Pulse.
No, but it had a falling wedge that I think a lot of people, Yeah. So for example, this was just because I was studying it recently, right? There's tons of these examples, right? But one could say that this was ready to go, broke out of here, but it just trickled down and it's going sideways, right? There's tons of these. Look at this. What did I just say? There's Beast. It's falling apart now, right? It's just gonna collapse. So hope to God nobody's in there, and if you are, you should get out. But this was a fake out and a half, man. It's crazy. So yeah, we could do something similar. We could come out and just kind of like bleed, go sideways, and just chop until the market's ready or whatever that happens, right? You have to anticipate that, okay? Which is a possibility. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I got to say about it, man. That it's that time thing I talked about in terms of understanding like game theory right now. Like, are we ready to go now? Are we getting that? Is that others chart about to do its reversal right now, like next week, and we're going to run into February, March, or we're still all just going to like hang out for a few months while aliens land and riots happen or whatever the fuck they got going on, right? They're coming out their butt. Like, and then in that case, we're just going to do that. We're going to chop, and because of the nature of the situation, you could get a lower low. You could absolutely like trickle down and go lower. There's no doubt about it. Like, you could. You could do something like that, man. You could come and hit some serious lows. So that's it. Everything else, it's ready to go up. And there's no point in doing like high price targets right now or anything like that. But it is what it is. I can go a little closer. I mean, it's kind of breaking down. And I'm still a higher low right now. But still a higher low right now. This is what it is. Not much volume going on. Let's go to the weekly. I want to see this. This was kind of turning over. It could flatline and go sideways. It just looks weak. Not a lot of energy, not a lot of volume is what it is.
Pulse is down less than ETH today, like on the 24-hour.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's only down 3.19%, whereas ETH is down 7.38%. Thus proving that Pulse is better than ETH.
Yes, exactly where I was coming to.
Indubitably.
So, Pulse X, strong, but just trickling down.
That cup.
Weak, not looking great. What'd you say? Look at the cup? What?
Yeah, it's good. So nice. Is that a nice carved out wooden cup there?
Oh, you mean my actual cup?
Yeah, your cup. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a simulated wooden cup. It's an insulated like Contigo cup that looks like it's made of wood.
Oh, okay.
Is that tiki? It's a tiki cup, right? No.
Yeah.
So this looks bullish in the wrong way right now. It's just bleeding out. Is what it is. These MACDs are showing possibility of reversal, but I'm not convinced of anything yet. Everything could get weak in 2 seconds if BTC or ETH slides a little lower, right? So, whatever. Could this be a bottom? Do we see signs of a bottom or reversal? I mean, it's certainly not like ready to completely fall apart. We could have a reversal.
I mean, that looks similar to Pulse chart. It didn't look that different.
Oh, there. Super bonded liquidity.
Yeah.
I don't see much of like strong signs of reversal, right? Like I don't see anything strong. I would yield to the fact that things are just kind of like slowly going to chop, bleed, go sideways, and possibly go a little lower. And short of like some miracle entering, like Trump's tweet storm of that's it, we're going up. I don't know. We're printing. We're sending checks to everybody. I don't know what they could say. Checks are in the mail. Stimulus checks are in the mail.
Stimmies!
Inc.
I think we'll be looking at a ProveX token soon, and that will do something to these charts. I don't know what.
So I've got supports under Inc. Can you guys see the supports lines, or is it too faint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're faint, but I can see them.
Okay, great. So the red one was a strong one. It was at about 0.55, 0.56. We've been dancing at it. Obviously, we're getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So, the next one below that was 0.53, which we tapped before, 0.52, 0.53. Below that is 0.48, then 0.44, and 0.39, okay? On ink, all right? And then we got lower stuff, too. I've talked about those doomsday scenario lines down there on the last couple streams. WBTC 283 hanging out, man. Do I want to look at Hex right now?
It's what you'd expect to see, I think. You won't be shocked.
If you're looking for a deal.
Indeed.
It is that support, it's holding up okay. This volume and stuff's bleeding out. Usually you see that before big runs. I mean, you can see volume coming down. You can see volume coming down here, right? So getting that rally would make sense. So, maybe we're about to get a big rally, right? Because volume is bleeding out. BTC still looks like I said, the path of most pain is still, if BTC goes up to like 130, that's going to rip people's faces off, man. Like, a lot of people will be shocked because you get that marginally higher high, or 130, 140, maybe 150, just surpassing 126, throwing everybody off. Everybody'd be wrecked, right? If it just suddenly ripped like 135-ish, whatever this is. And then maybe we get the rallies across the board, right? Doesn't mean the bull market has started, but we'd get some major pumpage, right? Because we are at these kind of lines. Everything's just bleeding out. What's EHEX doing?
Yeah, PHEX actually made a new all-time low. EHEX is still up.
Dude, we're wicking below my line in the sand is that 0007 or 007? It's 000?
It's 000.
We go.
It's not funny, man. So the next support for me is 3 zeros and a 6. Did I go even lower? Then 3 zeros, 4. Did I go lower? I got one down here. Oh, and then 3 zeros too. I think I ran fibs down here.
This is OG prices.
OG, great. We can all become OGs again.
Those 6-year stakes are coming out,
Oh my God, Atropa is still holding up. I swear to God, I haven't touched this in months. Look at this drawing I did, and look where Atropa is. It's higher highs, just like I drew. Maybe you could slide this a little bit, but whatever it is, man, it's still in the range generally that I sketched out. And I sketched this out back in October, November. All right. And I haven't looked at it. And I told you guys it was a very strong chart. Regardless of how you guys feel about Maria and everything, if you didn't tell me the name and you showed me this, I'm like telling you this is a strong chart. I mean, you always hear me say this phrase when I see a chart that's either weak fundamentally or strong. I'll say someone knows something. I said the same thing in Ethereum. When Ethereum broke, for you guys that are new here, and I yelled about this on 3 streams with Pedro was here. You can ask him. When Ethereum broke right here, it was December 2024, and it broke this right here. It broke 3811 with volume and with a big, powerful drop. And I said, somebody knows something. And I said that 3 streams in a row. I was like, that's not normal move. With this much volume and bullish sentiment to break that hard to the downside, somebody knows something. So I'll say it also bullish. When you see a chart that like just fundamentally just always seems to like hold up, somebody knows something. So somebody's stacking this. Just like ETH, somebody was dumping this, and it ended up being true. Institutions had made some serious dumps. It did a double top, and then it was see you later, bye on Ethereum since then. Because there's certain tells here that tell me like somebody's interested in this, and that's why I drew this. My hunch was that it's going to just not fall apart so easily. So if we get some bearishness, of course we could, but this is very, very strong. I'm going to say it again. It's a very strong chart. And that's all I know.
I was hoping it was going to get to a penny again. Didn't make it down there, though.
Yeah. I'm not biased on glitter pants and all that. It's just the chart is strong. Tropa forming a fat W. Yeah, this is a very strong chart. Okay. I'll say it again. Before it goes, it will go ballistic at some point. It's just fucking strong.
How's No Pants been doing?
Bear also holding up. It's not going to chart because probably has like hardly any trading volume, if any. Oh, it does have trading volume, and it's double bottomed right now. Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. I started streaming and people started trading again.
There
So
you go.
this is good. This is good. What would happen if the biggest holder of this burned all their tokens? What would happen?
Nothing would happen
Would
if
that-
the biggest holder burned all the tokens.
Nothing. It wouldn't be
Unless
bullish?
other people bought it because of that.
Oh, okay. So it could be bullish news if somebody burned.
No.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Larry, what'd you say?
Don't do it.
Don't burn the bulk of the coin.
Yes, I remember Stellar Lumen burnt half of its supply and nothing happened.
Yeah. The buy and burn is very different from just the burn.
Yeah.
So the only thing that makes this would make it bullish would be what? Locking liquidity?
Put it at LPX.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
It depends on
I would
how
think
much,
that'd
how much trading it's doing. If it's not doing any trading, it's not gonna make any money. But
there's people.
LPX is good because, like, if you put a whole bunch in LPX and it's sold on a little bit on the pump and then kept buying the dip, you get a more consistent chart, right? Which is gonna look better in the long run. That's probably one of the best plays. You could do burnt liquidity, but that means you're either adding money on the other side if you're doing regular liquidity. So let's say you had $10,000 and no pants, you'd need $10,000 a pulse or whatever else you wanted to put up on the other side. Could be bullish, but it's
and I would lose that.
Cost you. You don't. If you burn it, you certainly would.
Oh. Yeah, I can't do that.
You could do V3 single-sided and burn that, but there's a chance that would be a net negative, because you'd have to set it at the current price, and you might end up making a sell wall if you didn't do it right. So I would say just adding liquidity in general, even with or without burning. Burning is another thing that's not necessarily good, right? Like it's a good catchphrase, but there would have been times where people who burn things would have been happy to have not burnt them. For example, when the big PDI crashes happened and guys like PTGC had paired liquidity with PDI, they probably would have pulled that if they hadn't burnt it.
Yeah, but it means that the biggest wallet, then the creation wallet or whatever, it couldn't dump it. That's what tells people.
It means you can't dump it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's a
that's
bullish fact, though.
yeah.
But like, how many people are looking at that fact versus just enjoying the extra liquidity or having something pull itself up? Like, if you took No Pants token and you paired it against something else that you think is really low right now and it's going to go up, like Pulse, for example, that additional liquidity pairing, if and when Pulse goes up, would pull up No Pants, and that would would make the price go up. Price going up is bullish. But like the burnt liquidity, like you're only really catching like traders, like not the top 1%, but like certainly the top 10% at most is looking to see if liquidity is burnt.
I'm shocked
is
the
looking
chart
to see
was
if
even
tokens
here.
are burnt.
So either bots are trading this or people are jumping in and out a little bit. I mean, volume now is tapering down to nothing, but that's to be expected. But
how big are the buys? Are they tiny?
Yeah, they're tiny.
Yeah, and then it's probably bots because there's probably other liquidity pairs, right?
I don't know.
So the bots are just yield like aggregators, like Pitius are trading back and forth between the pairs. Like if the cheapest route to buy Pulse happened to be through No Pants, then Pitius will move through No Pants to get that cheap Pulse, even if it's only $1 worth.
Got you.
So, which is good because it makes transaction fees and then a little bit, just a tiny smidge in that liquidity, it is bought and burnt essentially on PulseX, and will always be there. So over a long time, it adds up.
I'd say
says don't burn economic value.
Definitely.
I agree.
You want to also create, incentive structures where people are like, oh, I'll trade it. There's not like big wallets aren't dumping. They've burned their shit. So like, that's good. And then it may be more incentive to trade it possibly, right? as opposed to feeling
Yeah,
like
for like only for like a limited audience though, right?
yeah.
You know,
I think
like
the play is to eat. Go ahead.
like in the Pulse Chain Hex community, like everybody knows that the OA, rumored to be Richard Hart, owns a huge portion of all the Hex and Pulse, etc. And you know, it's the actions of that wallet that are more important than it being burnt, I think. Would maybe it would be capture some news if it did get burnt.
Yeah.
I got a no pants holder.
A no pants holder.
The trail.
Oh, no pants, baby.
Awesome.
So this is.
I remember. Wait, weren't we all there when you made that? Was that day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just made it live. Pump Fun had just been created like that week or something.
That's right.
And
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
let's just make one. We just made one on the spot. I had no idea what the fuck we were doing. There was only there was a certain amount of pages you could actually go through. Now it's I don't know how many pages there are on Pump Fun or Pump Tires.
So many.
Ooh, ETH BTC. All right. What is going on?
The thing is, nobody's interested in crypto right now. You know, and we're all scared to tell our friends because we have other friends we've already told and they hate us for it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's not very popular, you could say.
exactly. Until that happens, I don't see a run going. And then once it starts, then we're excited to tell people and we'll be telling everybody.
I think
But we gotta
once people started coming to us, right? That'll be the trade-off, which I have been getting, but it's like it's not the audience that I could shill no pants to. It's like old people that I'm teaching about Ethereum and Bitcoin ETFs because that's as far as they could possibly make it.
Yeah.
They have money.
No
They can buy all the no pants.
I think the play with no pants is to pair it with a high volume token like PDI or a Tropa or WBTC, or do an LPX and you earn 5% every time it makes that cycle.
Yeah. You could have a whole bunch of pairs, right? Like, and some of them could be $10 pairs, and it would just create trade. Like, because part of the thing is visibility, and visibility is
Right.
created by trading volume and transaction volume. It might not create a lot of trading volume, but if you had 50 pairs, it would create a lot of transaction volume.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't. You'd know better than me if that pushes something to the top of the chart or something. You know,
Mhm.
like if something has 1,000 transactions a day, but it's only like a total of $200. Like, do people notice that?
Okay, maybe I'll talk to you later about that. If we could get Tom Brady throwing with the football with Richard, that would be great. That would be great, wouldn't it? Where does his voice come
Yeah.
from? There's a hidden guest. There's a hidden guest. His name's
Probably.
Larry.
Is Larry the voice?
What hidden
Very good.
voice?
But he doesn't have a
The voice
picture.
of reason.
So if I put his box up, it's just a black box. Just blocks part of the screen. He needs
There we go.
that's why we told him we need a photo, so we put something in there.
He's a shadow voice. It's,
I don't want to block the screen. That's the thing.
But Larry's here. He's just a shadow figure apparently right now. I don't know what's scarier, the voice without a photo or the shadow figure.
He's just a picture of a microphone on our show. So
They should give me options. Don't they give me some kind of option that I can throw a picture in? Larry. Rename.
just get some stock
Probably.
photo or something.
Yeah, they should have a stock photo, right? Give me something here. Don't give me shit, man.
Avatar.
Yeah, they didn't give me shit. Don't give me nothing here, man. You are responsible, apparently. You think they'd think about that? Like, what if a guest doesn't have a picture? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, well, I guess that's it right there. You get that. You get the.
Larry could make an avatar like this.
Yeah. That's kind of cool, actually, bro. That's fucking nice. That's great, man.
Check it out, Larry. It's in the features.
So you guys have control of everything. I can't add anything. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I think Larry has to add his own picture.
Okay.
In the features.
Yeah, under video, you can choose avatar.
Let's see here.
And then somewhere else, if you click on the 3 dots beside your picture, you can view profile, and then add a picture to your profile, probably.
Guys, DJT is bullish, but I mean, good Lord. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's got a little bit, maybe it could be pulling down right now just for a little bit, but dude, I don't think this market really lets up in a big way until 2029. I don't think you're going to get a bear market, like a big bear market. I think you're going to get maybe some crashes and big dumps along the way, or some big scares, kind of like what I talked about before. Maybe you get like a 6 month or a few months, something, for enough time for them to pass their Clarity Act, and allows politicians to buy in at a good price, or whatever. Like, you have some little lull, but I don't think you're going to get an extended bear market or like a real bear market. And I don't think you're going to get low lows. And if you do get some lows, it's going to be on a flash crash or something pretty quick, where you got to make a decision pretty fast. That's what I think. I know that a lot of bigger people are calling for a longer bear for at least a year. I got to tell you that I suppose it's possible, but things that I talked about back in October, November, December, I'm still with them. Okay. But to be honest, it's not an easy call. Okay. It certainly isn't. I'm open to anything that could happen. The shit is crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
The Atlanta Fed just said that the GDP in the fourth quarter was 5.3%. That's faster than China. So,
and there's no jobs, but the GDP is growing. Like, dude, this is nuts. What's going on? Oh, I guess what? Because the AI industry.
they're construction jobs.
Is construction booming right now?
Yeah, they're building AI like crazy.
Okay, they're building data. They're building our replacement. They're building data centers.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like this. That's what I was saying. It's completely irrational. You know, nobody knows. Nobody knows. We're just confident some things are oversold, some things are undersold, and you just slowly want to position yourself with the things that are oversold and be ready for that reversal, which could happen in a week. It could happen in a year. We don't know. But it's going to happen. Others is going to turn, and it's going to be glorious. Richard Hart will start buying Bullshine at some point. It will be glorious, and it will kick off a bull run like we've never seen.
Heard something like $40 million in stable coins just hanging around on Pulse Chain doing nothing.
Really?
Yep.
Whose stables are those?
That's the rumor.
Always?
Almost certainly. Okay. Like, some of it could be other people, but yeah, nobody's bridging. There's no casual whales bridging $40 million.
No.
That aren't that way, I don't think.
Yeah. Nice. And a lot of things are rolling over. They are due for a pretty juicy rally, though, but I have a feeling it may not last very long. Not looking great.
True.
On XRP either.
And like when ProveX comes out, there's going to be a lot of attention for at least a week. So that'll be a week to watch. It could be next week for all I know.
They could range us and chop us for a long time. You know, one thing I talked about before, and I'll wrap with this, is that, like, this is what I drew last time. So this is a chart from the old one where I said, like, you could get the move to the high. Maybe not. Obviously, we haven't done it yet. I'm going to slide this over a little bit, okay? Do I have permission to do that? It didn't come true. We're here. Fingers crossed. Maybe we do make that run up to 135. Now it's 135, right? Or not. You know, our bear market could be just chop. Okay, with some lows that come in, you know, occasionally. This would not convince people to back up the truck and buy Bitcoin, but it could be the bear market you get. Okay, and I talked about this before because everyone's expecting a bear market to look something like this, right? Maybe to 40K or 50K and chop and base and then go. That's what everyone's expecting a bear market to look like, okay? Maybe 50K is the bottom, okay? They're not expecting chop with a few drops and then we go, because this would leave a lot of people without a bag because they're waiting for lower numbers and maybe they never get them, okay? So you could absolutely get still like something like this with some drops to like 70K, but maybe you don't get below 65K or 70K. Maybe those are like, everyone's maybe expecting 50K or 45K or something. And maybe they just
I don't think it's going to drop as low this time.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah, exactly. Me neither. I just was, saw some of the posts on Twitter really quick.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's
66,600.
Yeah. That'd be great, right? And that's in the range I was saying, 65 to 69K. Because 65 is the high from 2021 and 69 is the high also from 2021. 66600 would be perfect. Be right in there. That would be apropos.
That's a big difference to 15,000, like the most recent low.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's like, 4.5x that.
Yeah, it was just at 15, right? So, yeah, I mean, how nice would it be to see a 20,000 Bitcoin?
Yeah, I don't think we will.
No, definitely.
You guys are ready.
Not unless,
not until 2029.
not unless, or Bitcoin breaks. What happens if they broke Bitcoin?
They can roll it back. They've broke it before.
Right, but like they broke it and decided to go to New York Stock Exchange chain instead of Ethereum or Bitcoin. But the thing is, all those miners, all that electricity could then be used for AI. And
True.
so someone makes money off of that.
Or what if the NSA, Satoshi, what if, they come out of the woodwork and sell all those Bitcoin that are just chilling?
It would not be boring.
Do you think that could happen?
And that'll probably happen eventually, like whether it's that account gets hacked or Satoshi wakes up and sells Bitcoin. But it probably won't happen today. It's tomorrow's problem.
There's still a plan being worked, So.
Right.
So what happens if Trump takes Greenland and China takes Taiwan?
Those are two very different things. If Trump takes Greenland, it depends how he takes Greenland, I guess.
It really, it does depend how he takes it, right?
If he buys Greenland, it could be super bullish. If he sends the military to Greenland and then thereby destroying NATO forever, it could be bearish and lead to World War III.
Yeah. If like a bunch of seals die and polar bears and some Danish kids get killed, it's gonna be bad. Be very, very bad.
Yeah. If he buys it and then they have all those resources and the Danish people are not too pissed off and the Greenland people are happy to be American, I guess, then maybe that's good. But I think there's a lot of posturing going on. We've seen him do this stuff before, threaten tariffs, pause tariffs, cancel tariffs, make a deal, right? What's he trying to make a deal with for Greenland? He's going to make a deal for the resources of Greenland, right? Be like, okay, we won't take you over, but you're going to give us a cut rate on being able to open up mines wherever we want in Greenland, which if you actually go to Greenland would be freaking terrible. It's a giant iceberg.
There's a resource. I thought there was a big spaceship.
Greenland.
You didn't hear about the exposed spaceship?
Fuck gold and fuck Peter Schiff. Look at my shit.
This guy probably has them.
What the fuck?
How's it look? Hold him for life.
Oh, this is a topic.
We got face tattoos. Is
This
that a
can't
top
be good.
My shit.
This can't be good, man.
Bitcoin for life, dude.
Oh no.
Fuck gold and fuck Peter Schiff. Look at my shit.
Oh, we're fucked.
Bitcoin tier?
Hey, somebody look up what Kramer's posting.
How's it look? Hold him for life.
What's Kramer posted lately?
Jim Cramer?
Yeah.
The reverse Oracle God?
Wait, isn't it like this? Kramer? What's he posting?
Please be bearish on Bitcoin.
Time to take a hard look at what you're speculating on. Could be wrong. Can't afford to have mortgage rates go sky high here. The housing market was just about to thaw. Okay, let's see. Tariffs can't be resisted, I guess. They're a fact of life and a reminder to have cash ready for truth social hits. So the decline could be deceptive. What? Let's see.
He hasn't said the word Bitcoin since December 15th.
Yeah, he hasn't, right? Yeah. So
Let's try
tomorrow's
BTC.
the day. He's going to do it first thing in the morning when he wakes up.
It's his next Bitcoin prediction. That'll change everything. Hopefully he's bearish.
Yeah.
That's key.
Netflix right now. If I were Trump, I would have waited to see if the Supreme Court backs him on tariffs. Could be very awkward if they don't. Get ready for a bad Tuesday. Opening, we are too overbought to bounce. Catch the investing club. Oh, okay. All right, buddy.
Aaron Claude said Kramer called the market dip today.
Yeah? Kramer actually called the market dip today. Yeah. I like how he said take time to look at time to take a hard look at what you're speculating on. Could be wrong. I am getting tired. It's 3 a.m. for me now.
I sent you that little chart. That one that shows the
Benner cycle?
The panics versus the good times versus the hard times. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Yeah, we show that on the show all the time. But where is it?
Oh, okay.
Where is it, though? Where'd you send it? Where's my chat? My chat box. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Is that where you sent it?
Yeah, I sent it there. It says periods when to make money, and it says 2026 is the next time.
Oh, good.
Yeah, where's it? Where's it better? I have it on my desktop here somewhere. Because I don't see your message. Oh, it's like St. Wolf's got. There's all these new fucking settings in here. Jesus, they keep changing this app like every other fucking day. You can send it again, man. I don't see it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it in the St. Wolf Zoom meeting chat section here.
No, it's on our X chat with Taurus Table Talk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, X chat.
Oh yeah, X chat. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the Benner cycle. Yeah, cool.
Oh, is that what it's called? The Benner cycle?
That one, yes.
Yeah, I know. We show this all the time.
Yeah. But I was just looking at it, like looking at the patternings, like, and you see here in 1999, it was both the good time and the panic time. And I was thinking back to 1999. Remember the whole Y2K? Everybody was like panicking, freaking out that the world was going to end.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking,
but they were making money.
Well, it was the internet, right? That was the whole thing that was popping at that time.
Yep.
Now it said 2019.
I remember 1999. I went to a party on New Year's, and I was a little bit I wasn't scared because it sounded like bullshit, but I was a little bit concerned, that something terrible was going to happen. But all that happened was there was a lot of people who pre-sold 2K, Y2K, that's what they call it. Y2K safety packages for computers and stuff. There's guys who'd come to your work and for $50,000 would make your computer safe.
Yeah, your computer's going to go crazy when it hits.
I remember
2000.
I remember hearing
Y2K.
Like
it was like COVID. It was like Y2K. People talked about it lots.
Oh yeah, it was huge. But then it shows the other panic time here was 2019, but COVID hit 2020. So I'm wondering, what if it's a year? What if there was a shift in the timetable?
Yeah, you guys have to understand it's like 200. It's like a 200-year-old chart, like really old. Okay, it goes back here to 100 years, but actually he has some patterns even going back in the 1800s, I think. So either way, let's just assume it's 100 years old till now, right? That's what is it, 100 years? Yeah, 100 years at least, right? So it could be off by a year or two. It could be like they're suggesting, right? So maybe actually the high price time is 2027 or 2028, and we're on the way there.
Right.
But that's a possibility, right? Because like you're suggesting, the 2019 number up here, panic actually happened in
2020.
2020, yeah, and then 1999. It was.
Well,
Well,
I
looked
do
at this on
think
one of their shows.
COVID was kind of going around in 2019. I don't think it went really on the news and everything until March 2020.
Yes.
So maybe it is on point.
There we go. It knows more than we do.
It knows even, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the future, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we just we go nutty sideways. Okay, there's another. Just once again, just tossing like crazy ideas. We just chop, like I was showing. We just have this crazy chop. Yeah, as they get the Clarity Act in line and they decide on the Ukraine peace treaty, and they possibly deal with an alien landing. Who knows, right? So we have like this next like few months, and then second half of the year, instead of sell in May and go away, we rip into the summer and the fall. That would time also well with this, and then we have a bear market 2020 end of the year, or like end of the year bear, or 2027, and that's when they start really printing, and then we go into 2028 like crazy. So
Yeah, if you look under that 2026 too, there's a triangle there. That's a 369 triangle.
yeah, the 369 triangle.
That's bullish.
It's bullish. It's bullish. It's going to be interesting how this plays out. It's going to be interesting. But I don't think anyone's selling their bags down here. I hope not. So 2 more weeks, guys.
What do you think
2
they'll
more
sell
weeks.
them at 30 cents? You think they'll sell them at 30 cents, 20 cents?
What's that 30 cents?
Selling bags.
Selling bags.
You think Hex holders will sell at 30 cents or at 20 cents?
Oh,
a lot of them will sell away before that.
No, they'll sell way before that, man. I think around 10 cents.
10
Way
cents.
before that too. Probably a penny, 5 cents. Well, we'd have to look at the chart where some of those ranges are, but yeah, they might be dumping that shit, man.
Wow.
You think if someone bought in at 30 cents, they're going to sell at 15 just to get some money back?
It depends what the outlook looks like, right?
Yeah.
You know, what else is going to be?
If everybody gets bullish, the Hex, like if it shifts and it starts going up rapidly, like 20% a day, you'd see some sells, but like the core holders would probably get bullish really, really fast.
Yeah.
And might hold for 30 cents or 50 cents or too long.
Yeah,
totally possible.
Because we are going into. There's no doubt that this Civil War thing, they are escalating that. This is by design, right? They're helping cause the tensions. War with Iran. I said this before. I said this is not going to just end. It's not like a 2-day thing. This is a huge nation of people who've been like oppressed for a long time.
To do, destabilizing things. And so what does that look like? Well, they're cornered. But what are their key assets? They got technology, they got Mossad. And those are, key assets that they do have, and Netanyahu would look to leverage to try and get the best exit possible. But I don't think there'll be any justice. I think he's negotiated his exit, and he's switched from just performing his last task, which is to.
So yeah, maybe I'll cover some news tomorrow on some separate videos. There's a lot going on in the world. It's getting pretty crazy.
It is.
There's a lot going on. So,
yep.
Chopping makes the most sense. We'll get an occasional run, and like I said, maybe we'll get those occasional flash crashes, and maybe that's your bear market. Maybe this bear market's not going to look like anything we've seen before, and it's certainly not going to give everybody an easy entry. That's for sure. I think we all agree on that. One thing I was going to say, I did want to talk. Somebody mentioned Rackham in the thing. Would you say Rackham? Okay, next stream we'll talk about it more, guys. It's past 3 a.m, and I'm done. But did we get everything? Have we touched base?
We got the important stuff.
Yeah.
Did you talk about P-Dye?
Oh no, I didn't even look. I pulled up the chart and then we're chatting. I'm done. I'll start with this.
Yet.
I'll start with this one tomorrow or the day after.
There you go.
All right.
Get some rest, man.
It's going sideways.
Get some rest. Appreciate you.
Okay, we'll come back. Whole system is being reset. There's so much to talk about. We could, dude, it's crazy what's going on in the world. This is why gold is pumping and America's giving away cash pretty much. Corruption is on a level that most people could not understand. I think for every dollar being printed, probably 50 to 70 cents of it are being stolen. I would say that. So when you say giving it away, yeah, they're pretty much giving it away. Anyone who's smart is just stealing the money. I hope Americans understand this. So, guys, you guys are amazing. Everybody smash the like button. I want to say good seeing everybody again. And go to @SaintWolfVision, of course, Twitter, Telegram, everything. But the real important one, the one that's not written on the top of the screen, is Mr. Saint Wolf on Instagram. Go to Mr. Saint Wolf on Instagram, because when things turn bullish, that's where I'm going to post really important shit. So go to Mr. Saint Wolf on Instagram. Do I use fib retracements? Yes, privately I do. I use them. I just don't do them too much like live. You've seen me pull fibs live once in a while. I did it earlier in the show. I do check my work with fibs, but I've talked about this before. I can eyeball a chart pretty fast. I don't need to pull fibs. Usually where I'll put my levels ends up being where fibs are, but I do pull them. I did it earlier in the show when we were looking at silver, and I pulled some fibs. Yeah, I'll pull them. Some of my lower targets are pulled by fibs to the downside, where I'll never use an indicator to create my chart, but I will use it to check my work and see if there's confluence. But I've trained myself to not use it. I kind of like think of it like that guy. Remember that guy in the Olympics from Turkey who like everyone else had like all those headgear and shit, and then the guy, yeah. So I knew that I'll never be able to turn on enough indicators to compete with AI. I knew this 4 years ago, and I started changing how I did TA. And so I'll never turn on something before I make an assessment of the chart. I'm just going to purely look at structure and volume. That's it. Once I've decided on my general thesis, I might kick on some fibs or different things to like compare my work or to check it or like see what's going on. So, but yeah, no, I mean, of course I use it. Fib retrace. Fibs are cool. You should be using them. You learn a lot from them too, right? How do you choose your bottom and top range generally? Okay, we'll start. We'll get into this on the next one. I'm happy to talk about that stuff too, man. Sig Wolf, great to see you, man, and good questions. Yeah, we'll be back pretty soon. I had to do a lot of soul searching over the holidays. I also got sick twice in a row, which wasn't any fun. There was like some super bug going around or something. Studying, understand charts better. Your work is amazing. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I can turn you on possibly to some people. You can come to the Telegram group, technical people. I had a really good mentor, and just so you guys know, like some of my friends worked on Wall Street and ended up working at some of the biggest hedge funds on Wall Street, and they're in Brickell now. But it just turned out that some of the guys I know were guys that didn't get fired in 2008. They got promoted. So I just by chance of having friends in my 20s I used to party with, just some of the most successful traders in the world. So I have like actual, I don't know, it's hard to replicate that, right? Like I literally have like, I could call people if I needed to as well, right? Like really smart people. And so that's something you can't replicate, but it's like an unfair advantage, right? In some ways. But at the same time, I have an eye for this. And I had a mentor, okay, who's a psychopath, but he's a fucking genius. And he taught me some interesting things about how to look at charts. And it helped me, especially when I considered AI and how I needed an edge. And so I changed how I kind of taught myself some new ways of how to do it. Can you talk about this time? Thanks. Yeah, we'll talk more about this. I always share my work with you guys. I do this shit live so you guys see how I think and work and stuff. Oh, look at this one collapsing, dude, right? Was this one BFS? Yeah, man. It's already lost. It was up here, right, when we started the stream?
Yeah, it was up there.
So I am curious about the Beast Financial. It's Mr. Beast, so maybe it does really well. I'm curious. I'm going to see what's going on with all that.
It was also President Trump. I remember when he launched the token. How's that one doing?
It'll come back. My money's in a good project. All right, guys, you guys are absolutely
I would
amazing.
question whether, Mr. Beast understands that he launched something on crypto and what that means and who's actually pressing the buttons, right? Just like, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump wasn't adding and removing liquidity himself.
No. That's all World Liberty Fi. That's big boys. Shit's awesome.
It's Byron.
Yep. Where are we at? What's this button do? Oh, what's that? What a trip. I don't know. Do I have music?
If you got in at the bottom of that chart, you'd still be doing pretty good.
Oh, man. Great seeing you guys, man. It's been a second.
Yeah, Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year.
See you guys.
Happy New Year.
Chat, you guys are amazing. Once again, Mr. Sam Wolf on Instagram. Lovely people. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you for the bandos. We'll see you on the next stream. All right. Night, everybody.